Sims and Leon, your mom's favorite podcast. Trust me, I'm a dog mom.
You notice our new appliance in the studio when you walked in?
Yeah, I saw it sitting there. It doesn't. I don't know where you're going to put it because it doesn't really fit inside the actual studio.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be here long. So we got the new studio fridge. What was it, last month?
Yeah.
A couple months ago. And now we have a new oven here, temporarily, for placement. And
Like you're upgrading your oven?
not by choice. Studio almost burnt down a couple days ago.
Well, that's not good.
So we were cooking dinner. And
What were y'all cooking?
All right, so that brings up another thing. Let me start the whole story. So we've been getting these HelloFresh. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I've used it.
Okay. It's easier for us. We don't have to think of meals. They think of them for you. It comes to your doorstep.
What I love about HelloFresh is you don't save money by doing this.
You don't.
But you don't have to go pick out your groceries. You don't have wasted food.
You don't have wasted food.
And it gives you the right portions.
Exactly.
And even though sometimes they look small, it's like, oh, that was just the right amount.
Exactly. You're right. And that's what we found because we always have leftovers. Because I always, just like you said, always cook too much because I want to have enough. But with this, and sometimes, being a little hungry afterwards probably is a better thing than being too full afterwards.
Yeah.
Just health-wise.
A couple of weeks ago, I cooked spaghetti. I always have to use the same recipe, and it's always good. It's a little spicy. And I saw something I've read somewhere is like if you put a little sugar in there, it takes away, it adds some certain flavor to it. So I'm like, all right, I'll give that a try.
Huh.
I don't mind trying new things. And when I cooked spaghetti, I cooked a lot.
Yeah.
Like I even texted one of my friends like, hey, do you like spaghetti? Because I have a ton.
Well, they don't really make a single serving size in the noodles when you buy them at the store, do they?
No, but you also don't have to use all the noodles at once.
That's true. You don't have to. You can put them in the Ziploc and keep them.
When I make my spaghetti, I make the noodles in the spaghetti. Like after the spaghetti cooks for a while, I'll put the noodles in there, let them cook in there. That way they're all mixed in.
Is that an Italian thing?
I'm not Italian, so probably not. I take it to work the first day, and all I can taste is that sugar I put in there. Because I don't eat a lot of sugar. Like, I don't drink sweet tea. I try to eliminate as much sugar as I can.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, I can't eat this. And I had a ton of spaghetti that just went to waste. And, yeah, back to HelloFresh.
Yeah, so we've been doing it for a while. And we've been doing it because Elena listens to a lot of podcasts, and they actually advertise on the podcast.
That's why I started doing it.
So HelloFresh, if you're looking for a new advertisement. Anyways, it was meatloaf that night, which I love. I love the meatloaf. There's not a lot of prep that goes into the HelloFresh, but still, you have to make it yourself. Put a little elbow grease in it, mix it all together.
You have to cut up all your vegetables.
Yeah, you have to do that. And so we made it. We put it inside the oven. So at that point, my job was done, so I went into
What size did it come with?
Broccoli and potatoes.
Like mashed potatoes?
No, you cut them in wedges, and then you fry them in the pan.
Yeah, a lot of them do
French
that.
fries.
Yeah, a lot of them do that.
But it's fresh French fries.
And you cut them in wedges, and you put the salt and pepper on them.
I do like mashed potatoes better.
The mashed potatoes are really,
awesome.
they give you really good. They give you the right portions to put in there, like the sour cream, which I don't really like sour cream that much.
I don't either. I hate
but
it.
They give you the right amount to put in there, and
it makes it.
I guess what are the things they don't do? They don't send you butter, and they don't send you olive oil.
Yeah,
those are pretty much the two, and salt and pepper. Those are pretty much the things you have to have for yourself. All the other seasonings, there's stuff like sour cream, a little bottle of ginger ale sometimes,
it's all portion size.
Yeah, vinegar. I had a little bottle of vinegar sent to me.
Oh, really? So it's in the oven. I go into the man cave and play some Xbox for a little bit while it's cooking. So Lena's in there tending to it.
Were you winning your games?
At this point, I don't remember because I got caught off guard. So I'm in there. She checks the meatloaf. She puts it back in the oven. And all of a sudden, she's hollering at me to get in there. And I can tell in her voice like something's wrong. I thought she cut a finger off because she was still kind of chopping shit up.
Prepping everything else.
So I come running down the hall. She tells me, the oven's locked. It's locked. It won't open. The door won't open. And I was like, what? And it keeps heating up. It's like 500 degrees.
Was it on self-cleaning mode?
Well, after further research, the temperature sensor went out on the top coil.
Yeah.
So it just continued to heat up, and it thought it was in cleaning mode. In the meantime, the meatloaf's in there, and I think I'm more pissed off that the meatloaf's in there burning because we spent all this time prepping it, and I can't get this damn door. So I'm yanking on this door, and she keeps telling me, "Don't break it, don't break it." So what do? You keep hitting the off button; it's not going off. So what's the next step?
Hit the breaker.
Hitting the breaker.
Yeah.
So I come outside. The studio, it's older, built in the 80s. So the breaker panel, some of them are labeled, but some of them aren't. They're just, pencil marked in there. So the one that says oven, it says oven and stove. I hit that one. I go back in the house. Still on. So I'm hitting all the big breakers. Okay, all the big breakers. The only breaker I did not hit was labeled AC and heat. Because I'm like, okay, surely that one's the AC and heat. That's the only one I did not flip. So at this point, I flipped all of them. It's not going off. So I just kill the main breaker to the whole house. It cools down. The oven was supposed to unlock at 200 degrees once it cools down. Well, it's not able to sense it's at 200 degrees unless the breaker's on. So I had to come back out here, flip the breaker. Finally, it released and it opened, but it was still heating up at that point because I didn't have the breaker off, the proper breaker.
And it wouldn't turn off.
It would not turn off. It would not turn off. And so
that's the most interesting part to me.
Meatloaf, pretty much gone.
So
broccoli, definitely gone.
I never paid attention to the oven in there before. Is it digital?
Yeah, I mean it's not the newest. I mean it's
right, but it's buttons. It's not like it's not old where you turn the knobs.
Nope, it's not like that. It does have buttons on it. So yeah, it's a digital screen. So call my dad. He comes over here and helps me. We just yank it out.
I assume it's electric, not gas.
Yep, it's electric. And so then we start testing the wires, and I go flipping breakers. And at that point, I was able to think because I wasn't worried about the meatloaf anymore because it was gone.
Yeah, you can slow down.
And so I hit the.
But now you're hungry.
Tester. I know, and it was so. So I hit that breaker, the AC and heat, and he had the tester on it. He said, "Yep, that one was it." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" The only one I did not flip.
That's insane.
So, the studio almost burned down. Because what if she hadn't been in there?
Yeah.
What if nobody was watching it? It would just continue to heat up, and then, obviously it thought it was in self-cleaning mode. It had the lock on there. I don't understand that part of it. Why does it have to be locked for self-cleaning mode? My thing is
no, I can tell you why.
Because it's too hot.
It gets too hot, and people used to kill themselves by putting their head in the oven and making it heat up. So now at a certain temperature, when you're self-cleaning, since it's going to get to such high temperatures, it locks up. It locks it so you can't open it up and stick your head in there.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if people still do that.
I mean, that's all that safety features are, is because somebody did something stupid.
Yeah. So on my way here, I was listening to Ben and Skin, and I won't go into details. Maybe we can have Ben on. He can tell the story himself. I think he said it was yesterday. He might have just said it was yesterday. It could have been the other day. So his wife has COVID, and so she's isolating in her room, and his oldest kid had COVID a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And when he was isolated, so he's the only one that really communicates with her, goes back and forth because he's got the best immunity to it right now.
Yeah.
And everyone else just stays away from her. Well, Ben said he had to go to a meeting, a serious meeting for one of his other side projects, whether it's his brewery or his Broken Bow cabin that they're building.
Yeah.
He had something important to go to that he had to go to. So he's like, all right, y'all are in charge of food. And he even said when he's there, he doesn't cook. He just orders out and has it delivered.
Yep.
And then,
because he's busy.
Yeah.
By the time the show gets done and everything.
Yeah. And because they get done kind of late anyways.
Exactly.
And then and his wife convinces the kids that they should just cook something. So they decide, it's funny, we brought spaghetti up, they decided to cook spaghetti.
Yeah.
So the oldest kid, the one that just got over COVID, goes in there, starts boiling the water, and he's waiting for it 25 minutes and nothing. And it's not boiling at all, nothing's happening. So he goes and talks to his mom, and she goes, I don't understand what's happening. So, and Ben says it went on for 25 minutes, and he's not there. Then
Had the wrong burner on, huh?
No, his other kid comes in and smells gas.
Oh.
He had the burner on, but it never lit.
Oh, God.
And COVID kid had no sense of smell.
Oh.
So he couldn't smell the gas.
Man.
And so the other kid turns it off, and he said, in the way he describes it, like that kid said it smelled so bad. Like it smelled the entire house up. So
you got to open up windows.
They turn it off, they open the doors, open up windows. And Ben said when he got home, he's like, our front door was open. He's like, that's very odd. We have dogs that will just dart out. So he got in there, and the kids were afraid. The oldest kid was afraid he was going to be in trouble. He's like, no, you're definitely not in trouble.
Yeah.
That was a complete accident. He's like, and then he thought, in the way he described it, he's like, he could have came home, the house had been blown up, and he would have never known why.
Exactly.
Just because they were trying to be responsible. And he's like, Christina goes, I think that's his way of selling that he doesn't want to cook. He just wants to order out every time. And I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah. No joke.
My oven stopped work. Well, it's kind of weird. It works, but it doesn't work. My house is very old. It was built back in the 70s. And it still has it's not the original oven, but it's a very old oven.
Yeah, you got the turn dials on.
No, it's digital. So
it's
hold on,
digital?
not my oven. Yeah, my oven's digital. My stove has the turn dials.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And sometimes, and all the buttons work, like it'll turn on, but sometimes it doesn't turn on.
Yeah.
It just says it's on, but then it shuts itself off. It never says it's on when it doesn't stay on. I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah, my oven sucks too.
Well, at least it didn't almost burn the house down.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we pulled it out, and there was they had it sitting on a piece of OSB plywood, and there was 2 burn marks on that plywood.
Like the bottom guy?
Yeah, the bottom of it. And I was like, well, that's not good either. Because, I mean, it was black marks. Why it was sitting on OSB anyways, that shit's flammable as it is.
Yeah, but you cook a lot of stuff on, I mean, you can cook a lot of stuff on wood. Yeah. Like with some of those.
You would think that the oven would be insulated enough to where it's not going to heat others. And it could have been on there prior. They could have just cut that and something was burnt on it prior.
I wonder why you would cook meatloaf on top of wood.
Well, I'm not.
Like,
no, I'm talking about like the whole oven.
Oh.
The whole unit. The OSB was not inside the oven. It was under.
That was very confusing to me.
Yeah, I could tell.
I was trying to figure this out.
No.
Okay.
Have you ever tried to cook any type of meat on OSB plywood? It gives it all kinds of flavors because there's all kinds of wood.
So together. I don't understand what OSB plywood is, I guess.
It's like what's on the walls here. It's like
I always call that particle board, but it's not particle board, but it's OSB plywood, I guess. Yeah, well, I've never.
I don't remember what the OSB stands for.
I've never had a name for that, so I was just thinking like a plank of wood, like you cook fish on when you're grilling it. Yeah. So yeah, your idea makes a lot more sense. When I did haven't done the HelloFresh meals in a while, but when I did, I'd cook a lot of the stuff on my Traeger.
Oh yeah.
Because it's basically an oven anyways. Yeah. And then like when I do the potatoes, add a slight smoke taste to it, or the burgers are really good on the Traeger. Yeah. And sometimes I cook them a little longer and lower, so it kind of gets a little bit more smoke. And what's great, or what I love about the Traeger, it doesn't put a lot of smoke flavor into it. Mm-hmm. But I also have a smoke tube.
Pellets.
Yeah. But I also have a smoke tube where you can add more pellets into it, light them, and then you'll get more smoke flavor. So if you want like a good smoked brisket taste to it, or smoked chicken, you can achieve it. But the Traeger is just really simple and easy. You hit a button, it turns on, it heats up. It connects to an app on my phone that literally tells me when I need to check on stuff.
Yeah,
it has a
nice.
thermometer probe I can stick in there, so when I'm cooking a long cook, I don't have to open it up and check it. And,
especially when you do it overnight and stuff. So it makes it a lot easier.
And I stopped doing the HelloFresh meals because it was right around when I was going on a couple of vacations in a row. Like, not in a row, but within a couple of weeks of each other. I was like, I know I will forget this, because we had a trip to Vegas in August, then Labor Day, and then couple of weeks later, I was going to Denver for a concert with my sister and brother-in-law. It's like, if I will forget to skip them. So I'm trying to cancel it, because you can start back anytime. It's very easy. Yeah. And that's what I love about it, too. It's very easy to cancel. You don't have to go through all these steps. And it's very easy to skip meals, too.
Right.
Then I never started it back up. And 3 times so far, I've gotten things in the mail or an email saying, we'll give you 16 free meals if you come back. So I'm like, this is very tempting. And they do it so smart. It's like, you can't get 16 all in a row.
Right.
You buy 2, you get 2. You buy 2, you get 2. Which, I mean, it still saves you money.
Yeah.
And
that's what, that's how Elena started doing it, because the podcast would give out coupon codes. Yeah. And so we were getting a discount on pretty much the first, month that we did it. And then we stopped for a little bit. And then I don't know. She deals with all that. I don't know. We might be paying full price for it, but I don't really care. Like I said, like you said, the convenience of it.
The convenience of it, and the full price isn't bad.
No,
it's still cheaper than going out to eat.
Exactly, because we go out to eat all the. We spend a ton of money at the brewery. We spend a ton of money here and there. I mean, last night we went out to eat at the Rim, and it was $50-something bucks. But that's with drinks, because then if I go out, I want to have some drinks, and it all adds up.
And I would say it's pretty equivalent to grocery shopping as far as price-wise goes.
Yeah.
It might be slightly more expensive. And what's also good about it is you don't buy stuff you don't need.
Exactly. You don't have a lot of waste.
Yeah, so I brought us a couple of beers to try later. And I went to City Market to get them, and ended up getting like $45 worth of stuff. It was like, ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good.
And it's probably a little more expensive there, but it's also a small town grocery store too. So you're helping out the small business as well.
You know what makes me really sad about the City Market now?
Because it's not named Bransom's.
The Bransom's name was classic. I wish they would have kept Bransom's on there somewhere.
They did at the front when you walk in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I bet like on the sign.
Yeah, not on the outside sign, but when you walk in, they do have Bransom's that's painted on the window.
Yeah. I don't go there often enough, but they don't have the ice cream and popcorn
because of COVID.
Because
that's
of COVID,
what happened, yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever get it back.
I don't think so. That was the best thing going there.
And you could just go in either before you got your groceries, after, or even in the middle, and just get you a little cone of ice cream and a little bag of popcorn.
Free ice cream was the best.
Free ice cream, free popcorn.
And it was good ice cream too.
Yeah. It was straight out of the machine.
Yeah, it was better. I like that ice cream better than Dairy Queen. just because there's more vanilla flavor. It tastes more homemade.
Dairy Queen, unless you want to sponsor us, we can always change our opinion on that.
Always change it.
Give us samples. We'll try them out.
Hey, we go way back with the Dairy Queen. Alana, we used to work at Dairy Queen, so we should have stock in Dairy Queen.
Back when we had all this, not all this, but the other equipment set up in my garage.
Yeah.
I think it was my 30th birthday, so literally 10 years ago.
Yep.
Going on 11 years.
Yeah, it was 11 years ago because me and her just started dating.
Yeah.
And I'm turning 30 this year.
And she was at work at Dairy Queen. We called her.
My age,
we called her while we were on the podcast.
Yeah.
And while she's at work, like we called her the Dairy Queen work phone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember this?
Yeah. Now you're talking about it.
She asked what my favorite thing was. We just talked to her for like 5 minutes, and she was very nervous. She didn't know what to expect, and then literally like as soon as she got off work, she stopped by with a blizzard for me.
Yeah.
I was like, that was pretty awesome.
We should try to pull that audio. That'd be fun.
Oh man, I don't even know if that audio exists anymore. I hope it does somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I bet I can find it somewhere. I'm a hoarder. I save a lot of things.
Oh yeah. So the meatloaf was not the only thing burnt this week. I will tell you that.
Oh.
So we were in Cabo last week, and we were in a big house, and the oven was being kind of funky there. It was a gas oven, but it wasn't straight line gas. It had a propane tank outside, which I never really thought of that. If I build like a cabin or something like that up in Oklahoma, I might do that. Just have a gas stove and gas oven.
Yeah.
And then have a propane tank out there.
So down the street where our uncle used to live.
Oh yeah.
That's how their house was.
Oh really?
They had that big propane tank in the back.
Because the gas stoves aren't that common anymore.
Oh, really, they should be.
There was down there in Mexico. It was a big one, like industrial size. So it came up air for oven, like a line air, so it wouldn't let us use the oven. So I had this bag of taquitos. So there was a grill that was outside, and so I just fired up the grill, put it on a pan.
Like when you say a bag of taquitos, like frozen taquitos?
Yeah, frozen taquitos, just cheap. Because we went to the grocery store and bought a lot of our food.
Yeah.
So that we could hang out at the house.
So y'all weren't on like a resort?
No, it's where houses. It's like a resort community type thing. Like they run it.
Okay.
But there are owners to houses. So somebody actually owned the house that we were in, but the resort rents it out when they're not there.
Oh,
so to like
that's pretty
timeshare cool. Stuff. So. Yeah, it was
a
$5 million house. It was so new it didn't even have sod in the back yet.
Damn,
so new.
Is it right on the ocean?
No, you could see the ocean from it, but it wasn't right on the ocean.
But you could walk to the ocean.
You'd have to take the golf cart down there. Yeah, but the thing with the ocean on the Pacific side with Cabo is that you can't get in the water.
Oh.
The tide is it'll suck you in. So, and I didn't know that prior to going to Cabo. There's places you can go on the beach,
yeah,
where it's public access, but I'm sure they're so busy that and it'd be hard to get to. And it's Mexico; you don't really want to venture out too far,
right? That's why I was asking when you said it wasn't a resort, or when you were saying it was a house.
Yeah,
but you're kind of still locked in there.
Oh yeah, you're locked. Yeah, there's a gate. You have to come in. They don't just let anybody
so
in there.
What about when y'all went to the grocery store?
We would have to go out, and we would just tell them we're going out.
Right, but I mean, does it seem like a safe area when you went to the grocery store?
Yeah, the grocery store was actually really nice. It's called La Comer.
Oh, food. I eat. Yeah,
yeah, and I mean they were. Yeah, it was nice. The weird thing about that was that they had parking garages, kind of underneath the whole grocery store.
So you park under the grocery store.
You park under the grocery store, but how do you get your buggy down there? They had escalators, flat escalators that went up. They had magnets on the wheels, so you'd push your buggy onto the escalator to go straight up, and it would stop. But you couldn't even push it. The magnet was so strong. You could let your hands go of it, and the basket goes up the escalator with you, and then once it reaches the ending point, the wheels just come off, and you just push it off.
Like the magnet knows to release?
Yeah, either that or it has nowhere else to go. It's so strong that it just pushes it over the edge right there. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that either.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would have never thought about it. Never thought about it. So, yeah, I mean, it seemed fairly safe. There wasn't really a spot that we went to that I didn't feel unsafe at. It was kind of weird when we first got there. Her aunt and uncle pretty much, they've been going there for 20-plus years, so they know their way around, which is nice to have somebody that knows their way around.
So, you said the house was just built. Did they go to a different place in the same resort area before, or did they go to different places?
So, however their timeshare works, They get to choose different houses.
Okay, so the timeshare is through the resort or whatever it is,
Yes.
the gated community, and so they could go to a different house every year if they wanted to.
It depends on their contract. So they have contracts.
Gotcha.
So we weren't supposed to be in that house because their contract said there was supposed to be another one, but the problem was that house wasn't built yet. So they had to accommodate us and put us in another house of equal or more
Greater,
value.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you think that this one was greater value than the original?
Oh, I guarantee you, it probably was. Because this guy, I mean, I guess they customized it because it's an actual owned, like it has an owner. It had 6 bedrooms in it, plus 2 downstairs that we didn't have access to. There was a basement in this thing that had a gym, a movie theater, and 2 more bedrooms that we didn't even have access to because that was their private stuff down there. They had the doors locked.
I mean,
I just wanted to see it. I wish that we would just ask them, hey, can you just unlock the door so we can see it? But yeah,
I feel like with your skills.
Well, and I thought about it.
Yeah, but hold on.
what
If you were there with like your buddies and friends, you probably would have.
Like that one time we went to the golf. And if you find a locked door,
you're intrigued by it. Like, I need to know what's behind here.
And we busted the hinges off of it and opened it up, and it was just like cleaning
stuff.
supplies.
Yeah, it's like, why are you locking up cleaning supplies?
Yeah, it wasn't even anything fun.
It was like I just put like something important in there.
I feel like with this thing though, with a $5 million house, I'm sure they had some kind of cameras or sensors in there, and they'd charge your ass if they found out you got in there.
And like if they have a theater room and stuff like that, you don't want somebody in there messing with stuff and screwing something up.
Yeah, I didn't want to get blamed for anything in that place because, but they did it right on this one. So the way that we got into that one when we stayed for the golf trip, the door swung out. And it was a residential door, so you can just pop the hinges. That's the easiest if it swings out. These swung in, so you'd have to do a little bit more work on it to try to, to try to get into it without damaging something.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
You couldn't pick the lock.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
really.
You're not that skillful of a locksmith yet.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any tools to do it, so.
Well, you're just not prepared.
I wasn't expecting to break into something whenever I went there. But anyways, so back to the taquitos.
Oh yeah.
And burning. So there's construction going around. There's this house, and they're building 2 more right beside it. So it sounds like you're on a construction site when you're out there hanging out by the pool, which it just comes with the territory. So this other house that was next to us, that they were currently building, was higher. It was there. It was on a wall. So they had this big John Deere tractor up there, and they're digging with a backhoe. And it was close to by where the grill was at, so you couldn't really hear a lot going on. Plus, we had music, and I put the
So when you say you had music, did this place have like outdoor speakers and stuff you could connect to?
You could connect to. Yeah, I had like a home hub in the house. You had, speakers. The only place they didn't have speakers was the kitchen, which I thought was weird. They had them in the living room. They had them outside. I guess that was pretty much it. The only spot in the house that they had them was in the living room, and it all kind of connects, so you could hear it from the kitchen, but not like that well. I just thought it was kind of weird.
That is kind of weird. You would think if they're connected, you would have.
Yeah.
But maybe they can take into consideration that maybe the person cooking. Doesn't want to be listening.
Disturbed.
I don't know.
But you could. They had different zones, so you could turn it off depending on which zone you wanted on. So I was out there. I put the taquitos on. Elena was out there. I tell her. I said, "Hey, set a timer for 15 minutes on your phone, so we know to check these." Okay. So she set the timer. I go back inside. I'd been drinking rum and pineapple juice, and I was probably about 4 deep at this point. All right. So I'm in there and I'm talking.
And you're not getting these from a bartender like you would at a
exactly.
You're pouring them, so you're probably up to 6 or 8.
Each time is probably getting a little more. It kept getting a little darker each time, a little less yellow on the pineapple juice. So
like you don't want that much sugar in your diet.
There and I get caught up in the story that I'm telling, and then all of a sudden, and we had the windows open. They had these large sliding.
To open up to like the outside.
I had to open up to the outside.
To the patio with the grill where the taquitos are.
Yeah, so I kind of get a whiff, and the taquitos aren't close to this at all. So I kind of get a whiff, and I'm like, oh shit! So I'll go running out there. By that time, she's down there. The guy on the tractor is looking down like, yeah, these bad boys were blacker than black. Oh, it's so disappointing. I was so upset. So anyways, the meatloaf went with the taquitos this week up there in food heaven.
While you were gone, I want to get back to your vacation, but while you were gone, I got an insane voicemail. I think I told you about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to hear more about this.
Okay, I think we should play this voicemail, see if I can play it, and then call them back.
All right.
Oh.
What did it have a weird area code or anything to it?
Well, I don't remember which one it is now, so
because
I'm gonna hit one and hope it's the right one. This one seems right. Yeah, so it's from Alamo, Georgia.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts? We want to know your opinion of ghosts, aliens, and the number 13. If you believe in ghosts, please press 1 now. If you do not believe ghosts exist, please press 2. And if you're not sure, please press 3.
Okay, I'm going to play that for you again.
Okay.
I should have, before I played it, I should have asked you, like, the way after I heard it, I was like, son of a bitch, I wish I would have answered that.
Yeah.
This is the most out of nowhere voicemail I ever got.
Yeah.
But
if you would have answered it,
if I would have answered it,
we would not have had this recording.
Yeah, we wouldn't have this recording. And let's try to hear.
Hi, do you believe in ghosts? We want to know your opinion of ghosts, aliens, and the number 13. If you believe in ghosts, please press 1 now. If you do not believe ghosts exist, please press 2.
Number 3 is my favorite.
And if you're not sure, please press 3.
I definitely wanted to, if I would have answered, I probably would have pressed 1 as soon as they said it, but then I would rather have pressed 3 and find out what they would have said. Like, since you're not sure, let's go over it. Because are they trying to sell me on ghost, aliens, and the number 13 exist?
That, or
is it a survey?
Or it's going to go straight to your car warranty is about to expire.
Should we try to call this number back?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
All right.
You know, I don't know. These things are such a scam.
I know.
There might be a person to answer.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's see.
And I really don't want them to have my phone number. I'll just call them.
Just call them.
Who cares?
Just tell them you had a missed call from this number.
Thanks for the call. Configure your number's voice URL to change this message. Let us know if we can help you in any way during your development.
That was weird.
That was very weird. Hey, Siri, undo that. I don't think she understands what I'm saying. She said she was sorry. Siri did. So, yeah, that's an... I'd never... Because, you get those car warranty ones.
Yeah.
I get one for people wanting to buy my house.
Mm-hmm.
I even get some because my dad has the same name as me. I get some for people wanting to buy their house.
All right.
And a lot of those are like real people. It's like, hey, this is so-and-so. Sometimes they're recording, or the one that buy the houses, not the warranty ones. But the people that buy their houses, it's like real people calling me, and I'll get texts. And
Well, you said it before. If it's not a number you normally don't answer it.
Well, I have it set up to where I have that where if I don't have that number saved, or if I've never called that number, it goes straight to voicemail. I don't even have to. I don't have to see it ring.
Right.
Which is kind of great.
Yeah.
But especially now that what I do with my job, there's not a lot of people that call me that
you don't have a lot of
I don't know they're going to call me.
Yeah.
I deal with certain people on a project.
Yeah.
And it's very rarely does it happen, and normally they will leave a voice message. If they really want to talk to me, they'll leave a voice message.
If you're going to call somebody and they don't pick up and you're needing to get a hold of them, either they're going to leave you a voicemail or text you and say, hey, this is so-and-so.
And to be honest,
give me a call.
I would much rather get a text than a call.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
it all depends on customer relations, I guess.
So while I got this crazy voicemail, you're in Mexico, and I'm picturing this house.
Yeah.
Was it multiple stories besides the basement?
Yes. There was one bedroom upstairs that went out on a balcony.
Was that like the master bedroom?
I don't think so. No, I'm going to say it was not the master bedroom because the bathroom was fairly small up there. I think it was just a guest
Is that where
room.
y'all stayed?
No, we stayed on the first floor, and Elena was thinking that we actually had the master because the bathroom was really big.
Gotcha. So did the master also have like a balcony or doors that went out to the...
It had the sliding glass doors that went out straight to the pool. Yeah.
Okay, so there was a pool.
There was huge pool.
When you say huge, because your pool here at the studio is pretty big.
My pool here is 35,000 gallons. Of course, it's got a big deep end too.
Yeah, that adds a lot to the water.
Yeah, we've had about 20 something people in there, and you can't even tell it. I guarantee you could get 30 people in my pool and still have enough room.
I mean, my parents are the same way. Their pool's giant too.
No, with this, it was very rectangular. It was, it almost spanned the whole length of the house because. The width of the house back there. Like if you walked out and you were staring at the pool, on each side was a stairwell that went down, and there was probably about 10 foot between the stairwell and the property line.
Yeah.
And just in between, so you've had probably about 20 feet.
If you're estimating how much land this was on, what would you guess?
Let's see.
Half an acre?
Yeah, I'd probably say about half an acre
okay.
with the house size. But there wasn't much yard. There was a little putting green in the back. There was a fire pit in the back. There was a gazebo with a grill and a bar area with stools to sit that facing the pool. The pool had an infinity edge on it on the whole backside. So when you're looking at the pool, if you got the certain angle right, you kind of look like the water was a part of the ocean. Like it just never. I love those infinity edges, man.
I've never seen one in person.
Really. And
have you seen one before? Have you been to one before this?
I don't think so. No, I had seen pictures of it. Actually, at other resorts, I'd walk past them.
Okay,
seen them.
Yeah. Let me rephrase this. I have seen what they call infinity pools, where the water just flows over into like a pit, but I've never seen one where you've been elevated.
Yeah,
and I think from what you're sounding like, you're kind of elevated from what's behind it.
Yeah, so it dropped off, and the rest of the backyard was lower. So yeah, if you were standing on the back side of the yard, you'd be almost probably chest level with the pool that was running off. So yeah, I mean it dropped off. The land kind of did a stair step on the back. So yeah, but the infinity edge, it's one of those where here with the soil that we have in Texas and the amount of, because my pool, it's an old pool, but it's not level. Like it's settled on one end of it, and everybody that I know that's had a pool in Texas, that's how it works. And with an infinity pool, it has to be level, or you're screwed.
You're gonna have water running off one edge and not the other when it goes all across. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not gonna be a good. Yeah, you're gonna have to have problems. So, and this pool is brand new. Who knows? They might have problems later on. But
so, how big was your putting green?
Not very big at all. It had I want to say like 4 holes on it. It was probably about like a 10 by 5.
Was it real grass or like just
it was
fake
turf,
grass?
Fake grass. Yeah,
that's still pretty neat.
Yeah, it was. That was the only grass that was back there.
You said they
didn't put the sod.
They didn't have the sod down yet.
Yeah, but that pool, man, the hot tub was the best. It was a square hot tub.
So you had a pool and a hot tub.
Yeah, the hot tub was attached to the pool.
So it was also built in. It's not like one of those that sits on top of the patio.
It was raised up from raised up a little bit from the actual pool itself.
So that little overflow going into the pool. So was that the same thing, kind of like the infinity line, so it overflowed entirely on that one wall?
No, it had rock that went down, and it had probably about a 4-foot opening where the water flowed out.
Okay, so kind of like a semi-waterfall type thing.
Yep. And it was nice. They really designed it well because it had 2 sets of jets. One on the top part, to get your back, and it had one lower that would be like calf high. Well, when you turn the heat on, the heat came out of the lower ones and not out of the upper ones, which I thought was genius because normally when you're in a hot tub and that it gets kind of irritating because the water's coming out.
Yeah, that one
hot
spot.
Yeah, and it's not even comfortable to sit there with the jet on.
You have to sit next to it.
Yeah, but these had 4 jets coming out, hitting your leg on the bottom. That's where the heat would come in. Obviously, heat rises, so it would. It didn't take any time at all to heat that thing.
Right, and you're also heating a small area. And you're constantly bringing the cooler water in from the pool, so it's not like.
Yeah,
well, I assume.
Oh yeah, and it was in the 80s there, and at night it would get down to the 70s, maybe high 60s. I mean, it was cooler outside. The pool was a little cold at night, but it kind of felt good getting out of the hot tub.
So you're pretty much really close to the equator.
Yeah, it's Tropic of Cancer, I think. That's what they were saying.
Okay.
Where there's like a sign that's pretty close by where you pass it says Tropic of Cancer.
Yeah, because while you were gone, it was like 22 degrees.
Yeah, I loved it.
No,
I loved every minute of it. Everybody was posting pictures, and I think it got into like the teens one night.
Yeah, I got in the teens.
The only thing I was worried about was the house because I don't want to come home to busted pipes or anything.
Yeah,
but I tried to freeze protect everything before we left.
And it's not like what we had a year ago, where it was just constantly frozen for a week straight.
The power was not here.
This was it get cold, but then above freezing during the day, so it wasn't. The way stuff's built here in this area of Texas, it gets cold, but most of our stuff, if you have a foundation, all of our plumbing is in the foundation. Right. So the chances of our pipes freezing like that, very little. Yeah. You have your water hose extension on the outside. That's the most possible place something's going to freeze.
Exactly.
Normally, maybe if you Joel, your sinks aren't on the edge of the house.
I had one sink in the master bedroom that was on the edge of the house, and whenever it got the winter storm last year, it actually froze up one of them. I had I had it open, and I had a space heater in there, and it was frozen for probably, I don't know, a day. And then we went out to eat.
But it didn't bust anything?
It didn't bust anything. We went out to eat. We came back home, and I had left it open,
Yeah.
And there was just water flowing. Who knows how long it had just been flowing out there. I was like, well, it's not frozen anymore.
It ain't frozen. That's all that matters. I guess the studio bathroom is on the outside.
It is on the outside.
Yeah, the sink's
you're
on
right.
the outside.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that one. This side of the house gets a little bit cooler than the other side just because the doors are here. There's only 2 smaller vents that come down, and so the heat, by the time that the heat travels, because the unit's in the center of the house,
Yeah.
by the time the heat travels all the way to this side, it's normally, it just stays colder.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where your thermostat is varies a lot.
Let's not find some wood here. My heater is the original unit of this house, so its years are numbered.
Which makes your heater about 10 years newer than mine.
So yours is original too.
Mine's the original.
Oh man.
And it's, oh my goodness, it's a beast.
Yeah.
Like I
Is
do
it a
not want
train?
to. I do not want to replace it. I don't think so. It might be. I do not want to replace it because, and I've constantly repaired it.
Right.
Like just this past summer, or maybe it was last summer. It doesn't matter. I had to replace the motor in my outside fan, which I don't mind because the AC is not necessarily great on efficiency, but it cools my house very nicely. And the heat is very efficient. Like my heater works very efficiently. It's got that multi-cycle heater. So, I mean, I don't want to replace it.
Well,
And it's not in the attic.
Everybody tells me, well,
It'll pay for itself.
it'll pay for itself, and it's going to be so much more efficient. It'll keep your electric bill down. Yeah, but, then they're just not made like they used to be made,
And
you're not going to find one, and
No.
I'm not going to be able to replace this unit on this house, and it lasts as long as what this unit has lasted.
Mine's lasted 50 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like I said, I've replaced parts on it. I've done other stuff. Hell, I had it was one of those smart thermostats.
Yeah.
Not a Nest. I can't remember what it was. But I had it, and it lasted like 4 years. And one day, it just wouldn't work. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I just experimenting, I went to Lowe's and bought a $9 thermostat just to hook it up, and that son of a bitch came right back on.
Huh.
And I also love the rumbling of it, because I love that sound that it'll make. You know, when it comes on, it ramps up because it's got that motor with the belt on it and on the fan, and it ramps that up.
It's like you're in a machine shop.
It is. I mean, and it's not like super loud, but it's just, when I sleep,
It's used.
Yeah. Yeah. When
It's
I
got
sleep,
miles on
I
it.
sleep with a fan. I like those noises. And it's just kind of one of those comforting things that when you hear it, it's like, I'm home.
Yeah, I always slept with a fan. My parents always had a box fan going down
Yeah.
the hall. It was I couldn't sleep without one for a long time. Couldn't sleep without noise. Now it's we had this ratty original
The ceiling fan.
and
Kind of wobbly. Has
exactly
a tick
squeak,
to it.
Yeah.
A
And I want to
squeaking
replace
tick.
it so bad because it's so tacky and ugly, and she wants a new one as well. But I'm like, man, it's just not gonna be the same when that thing's on because it's not gonna make the noise.
Yeah, so mine's similar. I don't think it's the original from the house, but it's an older ceiling fan in my bedroom, and
Yeah.
definitely the oldest one in the house because I've replaced the rest of them except this one. So it's kind of like the noises our stools that we make
squeaking,
here.
yeah.
It kind of makes that noise almost on a constant.
Yeah.
And I imagine that's kind of what yours does too.
And when it gets off rhythm, if you're sitting there and you listen to it, it gets off rhythm. You're like, whoa.
It's like, hold on, don't break on me, bro.
Yeah, is this thing gonna go out?
And I can't have. So it's on one switch.
Yeah.
My house is old school. The fan and light are on one switch.
Oh, okay. And so you get to do the pull string if you want the light off.
Yes, but there's no pull string for the fan. So if the
Oh,
light's
there's
on,
no speed. There's no speed control in the fan.
there's speed.
Well, but no on and off on the fan. I got you. I got you.
There's no controlling the fan. It's one speed.
It's one speed.
It's one
Oh,
speed.
Wow.
I can reverse it, but it's a perfect speed.
Okay.
Like I can revert. Well, I say that. Also have a rotating. Oscillating fan.
Oscillating.
I have a tall oscillating fan that I keep at the foot of my bed blowing around.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll have a fan on my a small fan on my
Nightstand.
nightstand. Thank you. Words don't always work for me.
I know what you're saying.
And I don't. Sometimes I like it, but probably every time I turn it on, halfway through the night, I'm like, I'm not. I don't. It bothers me more than it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like when I go to visit my sister, that's what she has. She has oscillating fans that sit on your nightstand. I always bring one of her chairs over there and just move it so it's not right blowing in my face.
Yeah.
Because that will wake me up. especially if it's oscillating, it moves and blows back
dries
on
your
me.
throat out.
Yes.
It's just not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Been trying to drink more water so my throat's not as dry in the morning.
Maybe you drink less beer.
Well, that's okay. So I haven't drank beer since Sunday.
Okay,
So,
I'll make it up for you.
4 days, am I 4 or 5 days in? Oh, it's so hard to, especially seeing that Coors Light you've got. I've been on the ranch waters, so I'm not completely giving up alcohol right now, but trying to watch the calories and carbs.
Would you
We'll see.
go a little too much in Mexico?
Okay, yes. I mean, I was.
And you said
drinking-
pineapple juice.
Yeah, I know. And I thought that I told Elena, I was like, "Hey, I think I found a new drink. Now it's more healthy." She's like, "No, pineapple juice is not that healthy."
So if you have freshly squeezed pineapple juice, that's
Yeah.
healthy.
But
when you
it's got a
get
lot
it in
of
the
sugars
can
and
or the
stuff.
like freshly squeezed pineapple juice will have the natural sugars, but
Yeah.
when you get the ones with the preservatives and the added sugars, that's when it gets.
Oh man, it's so
Kinda-
good though
yeah.
with the Captain rum.
Oh,
or
I bet.
Captain Morgan rum.
If you do like a splash of amaretto in there too, it tastes like candy.
yeah,
I mean, that's
might
one
be-
that it almost like thickens it up, and where you can only drink one or two. But yeah, when I was bartending, people were like, "I want something really sweet," and I always ask the girls like, "What's your favorite color? I'll make you a drink." And whenever they would say yellow, that's what they
favorite
got.
color. So you just make drinks off colors.
Oh, I could easily make drinks off colors. I don't think you ever met her. This girl that she used to work with me at Chili's, and then when I first got my house, probably about 6 months later, her mom, who also worked at Chili's, they had to move out of where they lived, and she asked me like, "Can we come live with you until we find another place?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." I told them, "You got to pay rent. I won't make it much.
Yeah,
I mean, y'all are
Maybe
getting
something.
2 bedrooms." You know,
Damn, that's a steal.
that's just, and I charged them $500 a month
Oh yeah, that's
for 2 of them, and I paid the rest of the bills.
yeah.
So I'm like, it's nothing.
They could use as much water as they wanted.
Yeah,
electricity.
because I understand when you're trying to move out, but I also know the added expenses for me when
Yeah,
people are living there.
Exactly.
So-
and inconvenience.
So the girl that lived there, the daughter, and when I say girl, she worked at Chile. She was, I think, 21 at the time.
Huh.
Her boyfriend once challenged me to shot bet, saying he could outdrink me. And I was like, buddy, there's not very many people that can outdrink me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Let's get old one-eyed Ricky.
let's go through the color of the rainbows,
Oh shit.
and I'll make us a drink for every color of the rainbow. We'll go drink for drink. Whenever you're ready for the next one, you let me know. There's 2 of them, and then me. I think Jay Lee might have been there too. One of the kids ended up, I say kids, they were getting 21, 22. One of the guys ended up sleeping in the bathroom. And one of the guys, and this made me appreciate him so much. He was laying on the couch while me and the other guy were still drinking more drinks. And he had to throw up. So he got up and he was running outside. He took off his toboggan and threw up in his toboggan so he wouldn't get on my floor.
Damn.
I'm like,
that's commitment.
that is respect.
Yeah,
That's not just
respect.
commitment, that's respect.
And man, being that drunk too, and
And
thinking
having
about
that,
that. Yeah.
and having no wall to actually do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, after they
Good
were
on
done, me and I think it was Jay Lee, we stayed up and had more beers. We're like, that was nothing, because I wasn't even making like that strong of shots. Because when you get to the color of shots, going through color, it's the best ways to make them to where they taste good is they're not going to use strong alcohols. Because if you mix like whiskey with something blue to make it blue, it doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
So it's like Malibu and Blue Caraco. That's how you make something blue. Splash of pineapple juice makes it green. Stuff like that. And these drinks taste so good.
Really got to know your colors. That's when the old art class came in. Watercolors. Playing with watercolors as kids.
I feel like when I was a bartender, I was an artist.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it is an art. And
I put a lot of work into learning drinks to make, and that's why I could say, "What's your favorite color?"
yeah.
And I'd make a drink for them. And I've never had anyone say they didn't like what I made them.
Yeah.
They all loved
That's
it.
always good.
Yeah.
No, like you said, it's an art. It's you can't just pick somebody up off the street and put them in behind a bar because
You have to have personality. I mean, and there's different personalities that can make it work. You don't have to have a friendly personality.
we know that.
you can
We've
be-
got a variety of
Yeah.
the bartenders that
Like you can be a complete dick and be really good at your job, and you being a dick makes it even better. I mean,
Speaking of bartenders, we were at the Rim last night. I think I told you about bartender Kenny.
Yeah.
He's Irish. He was
Does he have an Irish accent?
He does. It's awesome.
I did not know he was Irish.
Oh man, he has an Irish accent. It's hilarious. So Alana, she's still stuck on because when you're in Mexico, you start speaking a little bit of Spanish. You start saying "sí," no,
Yeah.
this kind of it's kind of a habit deal because you're around the culture. And so he was taking our order, and she said "sí" to him. And she's like, "I'm sorry, we just got back from Mexico." And he's like, so then he just started trying to speak Spanish to us. So the whole time it was so funny. Oh man, it was great. He was having a good time with it too.
So I've been taking Spanish lessons. Let me tell you, have I told you any of this?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you the backstory on my Spanish. Obviously, we had my uncle in here who was born in Colombia.
Right.
So my dad, he's his older brother. My dad's Walter's older brother.
Right.
So my dad's first language was also Spanish.
Right.
So when I was growing up, my grandpa always tried to teach me and my sisters Spanish, like just words here and there, not like learning how to say sentences and stuff. Just learn this word, what this means.
Yeah, not like the Spanish classes you take in high school.
Right. And it just the basic words like church, school, bathroom, stuff like that. They told us how to ask questions, but didn't tell us how to create sentences, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So high school, I took 4 years of Spanish. My last 2 years were also college credits, so the AP Spanish 3 and 4. And I learned Spanish-ish. And I didn't really understand how much I learned then. Well, let me tell you this. What I really came out of high school Spanish was I learned how to sing 2 Oscar Mayer Wiener songs in Spanish. So I don't know if you know anything about Oscar Mayer Wieners.
I mean, I've had them in hot dogs before.
But you don't remember the commercials?
Oh, yeah.
I wish it was a
Oscar
Mayer.
Mayer
Yeah.
Wiener.
So that's, oh, hello, an Oscar Mayer salchicho. Yeah. Quieres que yo reality quiero ser. So I learned those songs in Spanish because, you know me, I like bits.
Oh, yeah.
So when our teacher would say, y'all, we had groups we had in the entire year. It's like, I want y'all to learn something y'all can all do together where y'all are speaking Spanish as a group. Like, let's sing songs. Let's do the Oscar Mayer Wiener song. Both of them we did the Three Little Pigs. But I don't remember. I don't remember that one. So I also took 2 semesters in college.
Right.
One at Tech and one online.
Yeah.
At TCC, whatever local one. And I learned that I could do stuff on my own. I did online.
Yeah.
And after that, I never really did anything. At some point, I could understand pretty decently.
Yeah.
But I couldn't speak it.
All right.
We did a trip in Mexico 16 years ago. And after drinking all day, because that's what you do when you're at a resort and it's all you can drink. It's like, like we had one bartender that me and my buddy Perry were sharing a room, and every time we'd come down, we call him our number one bartender because he worked the inside bar. We'd get out of the elevator, come around the corner, he'd see us. By the time we got to the bar, he'd have 2 Bloody Marys waiting for us.
Yeah.
Like that's how our day started.
Oh, yeah.
Then we go to the pools, and they all loved us because we just tipped them. You know,
exactly.
Other people that go there think, oh, it's just free drinks. We're like,
no. If
we
you
want
good
service.
exactly.
And other people complain, like, why are you always going to them first? Like, oh, they wouldn't give them answers. They would just always get us drinks. So we go to the discoteca. And
was I there?
I don't think so.
I think we just called it the discoteca every time.
No. So this is different because we went to the discoteca that is off-site.
Oh,
so they were telling us about it. It's like, so there's a place called The City. Oh. And that's what it was called. The City, not La Ciudad, The City. And this guy sells it to us. He's like, you go there, and he's like, it's better. It's like 5 Vegas clubs in one. Like, there's shows all night long. And he's like, he goes, $45, all you can drink all night. Or it might have been like $40 to get in, or $45, you upgrade it. You can, whatever it was. It was a reasonable, maybe it was like $25 to get in, and then $45 for all you can drink. All of us paid the $45 for all you can drink, and they brought shots in pitchers and just gave us glasses. That's how it was.
Pour your own.
So we know there's a long bar to the left of us. We didn't have to worry about the bar because when you did this $45 thing, you had your own personal bartender or own personal server that would come and make sure you had your drinks. There's a stage in the middle, and this place was huge, and a long, long bar on the left side where our table was. We were kind of close to the stage, but not super close.
Yeah,
like we're up a level so you could actually see everything. And then there's one bartender that didn't have a shirt on, and I saw him just like throwing a glass around, like throwing a glass. I didn't see him make a single drink.
He was just juggling.
Yeah, and then the show started, and this guy wasn't wrong. He It was worth every bit of that $45. I mean, there was, when they get on ladders and they start climbing ladders, there's like 3 of them and they make a show out of that, spinning around on ladders. Stuff. Right. There was that. There's a fire show, a guy with hoops that were on fire, a guy spinning sticks on fire. I mean, there's like, he wasn't wrong. There was like 6 different shows that they did just over and over and over. And then at some point, that bartender I did not see you make a drink. Now he's standing on the bar top with his shirt off, and he takes a glass and throws it, I would say, 40 feet in the air. Huh. Comes down, the motherfucker catches it behind his back. I was like, oh, shit.
Damn.
So my oldest sister went up there and put $1 in his pants.
He made at least $1.
So we're done at the city, had a blast. And this is in Cancun. That place may not exist anymore. I don't know. If you ever go to Cancun and someone says, let's go to the city, when they're talking about the club, go. It's fantastic. It was fantastic. So at this time, there was also the turtles were coming up to lay their eggs.
Oh,
the giant
that's
tortugas.
awesome.
Yeah. So the tortugas were coming up to lay their eggs, and at night they would have security guards because they didn't want people to go mess with them.
Exactly.
Because if people went in to look at and mess with them, they would run back in the ocean and die. Yeah. And the eggs would die, and then there's a good chance a shark would get the turtles because they're waiting around for them to come out while they're all worn out. And I ended up having a conversation with one of the security guards in Spanish.
Oh, really?
And my sisters were both like, you know Spanish? I was like, apparently.
I guess so.
I didn't realize I did, but now I'm having a conversation. So about a month ago, I started doing the online Spanish lessons. If you don't continually use something that you lose it.
Yep.
So I started these because, especially when we had Walter in, I was like, I would love to be able to speak Spanish. And I feel like I have enough background.
Awesome.
I could make it happen.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a month now. And it's basically just reviewing everything I already learned. Because like I said, I took 4 years in high school, 2 semesters. Plus, when I was a kid, I learned quite a bit of stuff. I've realized I can't speak Spanish, but I can translate a lot of Spanish. Like I don't think I could have a conversation with somebody.
Understand words.
But if we had a very slow conversation and they said something, I could translate it back to English and then translate what I was going to say back to Spanish.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, and that's what I realized. I realized this like last week. I was like, I kind of know Spanish, but I can't speak Spanish.
It's just a lot of vocabulary.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest difference is I have to somehow relax my brain to where I'm not translating. I'm learning it as a language, and I haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
I haven't learned it as a new language to speak. I'm learning it as translating to English and from English.
Right, and they say, since you're older now, you're trying to that part of your brain, the learning part of your brain, has kind of shut down since you're older. That's why they tell you if you're going to teach them, if you're going to learn a language like that, you should do it before I think it's your frontal cortex or something like that, which starts going away in your early 20s. So, I don't know. You're right. I'd love to speak it. I think it's awesome to be able to have a conversation because you're always, when you're around people like that and they're speaking Spanish and they start laughing, you're like, well, I want to know what's so funny, Like,
I think
are they talking about me? And sometimes I can understand if they are talking about me, like,
I can always understand if they're talking about me.
Yeah. Or if they, because I'm on a lot of job sites. If they get pissed off and they say something like "Chumi verga," and one of my buddies, Joe, he played a lot of soccer. He's like, I know all the slang language, and so that guy said that whenever he walked by, and he's like, oh, Joe looked at him, he's like, oh, "Chumi verga," he's like, yeah, suck my dick, huh? And he's like, the guy was kind of surprised, and he just kind of kept walking, like, oh shit, I didn't know he would know that.
That's very funny.
Pinche gringo.
I feel like, it's easy to learn the slang, the insults. It's easy to learn stuff like that. Actually, learning
how to have conversations.
Learning how to have a conversation. Yeah. That's, and I got to figure out how to go from learning Spanish to speaking Spanish.
Exactly.
And
that's how.
That's a very weird way to say it, but I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. So Elena's mom lives down in San Antonio and down close to South Texas too, and her boyfriend speaks fluent Spanish, and so she's been practicing. And when you live that far down towards Mexico, you have to, because they speak it so much. And she's gotten to where she's pretty close to being. She can understand pretty much everything, and she can have a conversation. We were down there, and Elena's aunt and uncle has some friends that live down there, and so they're fluent in Spanish. And they were there. This lady and my mother-in-law had a full conversation in Spanish, And Lena was sitting there listening, and she's like, I understood everything he said. And I'm like, well, what did we say? And she said it, and they're like, yep, that's exactly what we said. So it's like you said, it's a lot easier to listen and be able to translate it into English, but having to think to be able to speak and to speak back to them in Spanish.
To instantly come back and like hear them and instantly respond.
Yeah, it takes more because you have to go through your library and say, okay, I gotta, what's this word? How do I say this? And they say it kind of, they say it backwards sometimes, but they just say it in a different way.
They say it more directly.
Right. My biggest thing was like the pronouns and stuff and different ways to say one word depending on your use. You know what I mean? Like you have to know.
That one, that's why I'm glad I'm doing the lessons I'm doing, because now that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah. So is it like a recording that you listen to, or
I'll say the name of the website. It's Babbel.com.
Okay, I've heard of them.
And it's another thing. I heard somebody talk about it on podcast. I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And so I got on there right around Christmas time, and I signed up for it, and they had a very good discount through the podcast. So I signed up for 6 months. I'm like, let's see how 6 months go, and then we'll go from there. And
figure out if you want
it's basically you have to dedicate yourself to do it.
Oh yeah.
And it's very interesting how they teach you in completely different ways.
Yeah.
Like it made me mad one day because they had me spelling stuff out. I was like, I can't spell anyways, and now you want me to spell in a different language,
right?
And they wouldn't even like tell me the word. I'd have to figure out what word I'm trying to spell, and then figure out how to spell it.
Huh.
After I started doing it a couple times, they don't care if you spell it wrong, as long as you're close enough so they know you know the right word.
Yeah.
And then I thought that's a really good way to do it, because when I'm typing it out, I speak, I listen. A lot of like flashcard stuff. What really sucks is when they start when I have to go through the lessons of like numbers and stuff like that, because numbers are the easiest one. The days of the week, it's stuff I already know, but I have to do the lesson to get to the next lesson. And I've noticed the further into the lessons I get, the more interaction there is. Like now I'll play a conversation, listen to it. They'll ask me questions during the conversation while I'm playing it. Like while I'm playing, it's been like 3 people.
Right.
And there's a question up there. It's like, where did so-and-so live? And then 2 steps later, they'll repeat the same conversation, but now I'm one of the people. So I have to respond with the right answer. And that's a really neat way to learn it.
That is a neat way. I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thought that went into creating
that. But now we're more advanced into it, Yeah. Like at first you learn how to say who you are, where you're from, stuff like that. Then you go traveling, where you're traveling to. You learn how, obviously how are you doing, stuff like that. Yeah. How to respond to that. And then the lesson I did today, they would show me the questions like, now you answer it. And like also you speak the answer sometimes. Sometimes you have a choice to pick it.
Right.
And then there's a lot of times where you spell out the answer, but there's also one where you spell it out without any help. You just have to figure it out and spell it. There's times where you hear it and then you spell it out. There's times where you don't hear it, but they have the letters, so you just have to basically unscramble the letters. And there's also ones where they have a sentence, and they don't tell you what the sentence is in Spanish. They tell you what it is in English. And you have to move the words around to get them in the right order. So like
the Spanish words around.
Yeah, the Spanish words.
Gotcha.
And translate it and then move the words around. And there's also little review things you can do to where they don't even give you the English version of it. You see the sentence and you have to put the words in order. Huh. I mean, it's really neat. It's a cool concept.
Compared to taking college classes in Spanish, how is it compared to that? It's way.
So I've mentioned this before. I can't really learn from someone teaching me.
Right.
I'm much better hands-on doing it myself, and this I can choose how I do it.
Okay, gotcha.
And there's so many different ways I can sit there for an hour and do stuff for an hour. I can do it for 5 minutes.
Right.
And it says if you can commit 15 minutes a day, that's the best way to do it. At first, it was like every 5 lessons you did a review. Now you pretty much do a review after every lesson, but it's reviews back from many, many lessons ago.
Yeah.
Like you go back to a review about just numbers or just the days of the week, stuff like that, which it makes you pull it back in what you learned 3 weeks ago and start bringing it back up. So, I mean, the repetition is good. It's much better than when I was in high school, but I was also more of a class clown in high school.
Not dedicated to it.
Yeah. Like I said, I love bits.
Take it, yeah.
And me just doing it by myself, there's really no bits except I like the bit that I'd be able to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Just one day start speaking Spanish to somebody, like, oh shit, you know Spanish? Like, yeah, motherfucker.
Uh-huh. That'd be funny. You want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Hear from the sponsors. I got to get a jacket on. The sun's starting to go down.
Yeah, I was wondering why you decided to go jacket off during the first half.
I went for a run, so I was like, heart was going, and I was pumped, and went jacket off.
Now you can go jack it on.
Now we know. All right. Well, here's a word from our sponsors.
We've talked about kickball many times on the show, and now's your chance to join in on the fun. Texas Kickball is our favorite local kickball league, by far. Registration for the spring 2022 season is up and running at texaskickball.com. That's texas-kickball.com. Bring your whole team to the fields or sign up as a free agent and meet some awesome new people. I've found lifelong friends from playing kickball, and I've seen many of those friends meet their significant others on the kickball fields. The season starts February 24, so don't hesitate in getting registered. Registration covers 8 weeks of play, followed by a single elimination tournament for all teams. And the best part, we also get drink specials before and after the game at our sponsor bar and an end-of-season party with an open bar tab for all registered players. Texas-kickball.com, your mom's finest kickball.
Hi, I'm Elena Sims, a Vice President at Community National Mortgage. I'm here to take care of all your lending needs to finance your next home. Whether you are purchasing an existing home or working with the builder, I can help. For application info, you can visit my Facebook page at TX Lending Made Easy.
Elena Sims, NMLS 1193345, your mom's favorite equal housing lender. While we were in break, I told you to grab 2 forks.
Yep.
I have something for you to try. I was really hoping Elena would be here to try this too, but we might be able to make her try it later.
All right.
So I got to get something out of my bag. So you grab the pickle juice out of the studio fridge.
Yeah, you told me to get pickle juice with some pickles. So.
No, we don't need pickles, just the juice.
Oh, well, why don't I get a fork?
Oh, you'll see.
Okay.
All right. So he can't hear me right now because he's off his headphones, but I pulled out a thing of Oreos. Have you seen this yet?
No, but I'm a little confused.
How do you open Oreos?
At the top, look, right here, there's a little flap.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Pull
rip the
that.
whole thing open. I don't eat cookies very often.
I can tell. Man, I'm on a diet and you bring a bag of Oreos here. You dog.
You don't have to eat them all.
Well, I know that, but once you start.
Okay, hand me a fork.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna dip that in the pickle.
We're gonna
juice?
dip these Oreo in the
my
pickle juice.
Gosh.
I saw this on the
I don't-
TikTok.
Oh, shit.
You want that one, or you want to make your own?
I don't care. I'll take that one. That way I don't have to.
We should be.
Oh my gosh.
We should get this on video.
For the TikTok. Hey, we have a new TikTok.
Oh, we do.
It's called SnL_BOYZ. SnL Boyz.
Yeah, we did do the underscore.
Hit us up on the TikTok. Yeah.
All right.
Man,
Okay.
Oreo smells so good. It's not only Milk's favorite cookie, it's my favorite cookie.
And it might be Pickle Juice's favorite cookie. We're
I'm
gonna
still
find
so
out.
concerned about this. So you get a little sour and sweet. Huh?
You know, sweet and sour.
So
And I haven't tried this yet, so I'll try mine first.
all right, go
and then
ahead.
you can try yours, and then we'll evaluate.
All right.
Okay, got my Oreo. No, we have pickles in here, so I have to be careful. So I don't want to get the Oreo stuck in the jar. I let it sit there for a couple of seconds. Oh yeah, get that juice nice and in there.
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
Here,
I'm
I'll
not
take
gonna
that
lie.
so we can watch you dip yours.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little worried about this.
All right, so now we got Dusto inserting the pickle or the Oreo into the jar.
All right, she's fully saturated.
All right, should we toast?
Yeah, we'll toast.
Toast.
There we go.
I'll go first.
All right.
I could eat another one. What do you think?
It's odd.
Really? I thought it was really good.
I mean, yeah,
Should we try it with the other pickle juice?
we can. That is odd though.
It's
it's not bad.
It's very unique.
It's
I did
not milk.
I did not expect my cookie to be so soggy.
I didn't either. You're right. Because normally, you're right. Because we barely dipped it in there.
Yeah.
Normally, if you're trying to get the perfect amount of milk and Oreo sogginess, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like you let it sit there forever, and then you bite it and it crunches.
And maybe because
Maybe the vinegar breaks it down or something.
it could be the vinegar, or we fully submerged it too.
We did fully submerge
Like
it.
normally when you don't put your cookie on a fork, so maybe we should do like half.
I mean, I think the genius idea is a fork. You don't get messy.
Yeah, that's true. You can still do the fork, but only submerge it halfway.
Man, that was weird.
I liked it. I'm gonna try the halfway method.
All right.
see.
You're right. That one pickle in there is a little red.
It's a little red pickle. That's what I thought it was spicy. And spicy might even be good with this.
Oh, I bet it would. You know what? I have some.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've got I think it's called Frank's. No, First Way is better.
I like it better soggy.
It was weird that it was soggy, though, because we didn't have it submerged. I mean, I just stuck mine in there, turned it on both sides, got it wet.
This way you get a lot more pickle flavor.
That way you did? The second way?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second way, I got a lot more pickle flavor. Maybe just up front, and maybe it's because the rest of it wasn't covered in pickle juice. Then you got a lot of cookie.
Right.
Interesting. All right. Well, we tried something new.
Yeah, we did.
Now you have a whole thing of cookies on your diet. I can take,
so good, too.
or you can keep them if you want. I won't. I probably won't eat them even if I took them home.
Well, you can just leave them here.
Okay.
Once I get off my diet, I'll.
They won't go bad, right? I'm just putting.
They'll be fine.
I just put them back in my bag so they'll be off the table.
So,
do you have any interesting foods for us to try?
well, we still have the slurp shots.
I mean, I'm down for a slurp shot if you are.
Yeah, I'll take one.
All right.
This whole diet thing isn't really working out right now, but it's a
so
progress.
The best way, and I've heard this, you don't want to do a diet. You want to do a life change. So you're always on this diet. It's constant, but you also want to give you certain things you can't have at sometimes. Like, don't eat these cookies every day,
Right.
but you can eat them sometimes,
Yeah.
occasionally.
Well, so I've got 4 months until I turn 30. So that's the goal, is 30. Suppose there's going to be a surprise thing. I've been told we're going to be on a beach, possibly.
I wasn't invited to this.
She told me that, I don't know, I think it's still work in progress. I really do. I think it's still, I don't think that the details have come completely out yet. I have no idea. Because it's supposed to be a surprise. No idea. But she said.
But she told you there's something coming up that might be a surprise.
She told me that she thinks that I would be happier being a little more fit than what I am now come my 30th. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means.
Interesting.
But I did weigh myself. I am the heaviest that I have ever been. So
That's all right. I'm pretty sure I am too. Maybe not. No, I'm not.
you're
I'm definitely not.
You're definitely not. You lost a lot of weight for a little bit.
Yeah, I've gained a little bit back, but I'm comfortable where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look good.
I'd be okay with. I could fluctuate 10 pounds down, and
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. But I wouldn't want to get much below that.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I mean, you look great. I mean, and that's been the past 2 years, 3 years?
3 years.
3
Yeah, I
years?
think
Wow.
3 years.
Do you want watermelon or do you want?
Which one have you not had? Have you had the blue one?
I think I had.
You had.
I had all three. I thought. No, wait. I didn't have the blue one. I don't think because there's 3 blue ones.
Yeah,
in
we
here.
only had 2 last time. I had the.
I really want the strawberry. I love
No, take the strawberry.
No, you called me out. I haven't had the blue one yet. I need to try it.
No, you can have
Which
the
one do you
strawberry. I'll
want?
do the watermelon.
Well, there's 2 strawberries and 1 watermelon.
Okay, I'll do it. I don't care which one.
It's up to you. I didn't care for the watermelon, so.
Yeah, I'll do the watermelon.
Oh.
I feel like I haven't tried one of them, but I did try the blue one and the watermelon for sure.
Oh, so then you need strawberry.
Maybe I do
Take
need
the
strawberry.
Strawberry's the best. I love strawberry. I'm a little biased.
I can't believe these turned out to be as good as they are.
From a freaking gas station.
gas
Not even a
station.
liquor store.
And
All right, so mine's blueberry. Yours is strawberry.
I got the strawberries.
Here we go.
Probably need to get that cookie taste out of my mouth.
You're right.
Let me cleanse this with
I'll do
Coors
it.
Light.
I got the ranch water going on here.
So how different is that ranch water than like what you get in the bar that's actually made with tequila?
Taste wise, the one in the bar, like made fresh with the
Topo Chico.
yeah, Topo Chico, or even just soda water. Alana that's done it with just the soda water is cheaper because everybody likes to upcharge Topo Chico. Because I mean,
Yeah, and it's not. I don't think it's that special.
I don't either. I honestly, it doesn't have enough flavor for me.
Topo
but-
Chico, if you want to sponsor it, I can always change my
I
opinion.
can change my opinion too. If you want to send a case over,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, with Dairy Queen, we'll get ice cream and Topo Chico.
you
We'll
go.
figure something out. We
Right
just
there.
mixed Oreos and pickles.
That's right.
And best made pickles, locally owned, best made pickles.
That's
So,
right. Locally owned and operated. So this particular one that I'm drinking says it's made with 100% blue agave.
Okay,
What does that mean?
so blue
Agave-
that's what tequila's made with.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's pretty much tequila then.
yeah, but you can't sell tequila at grocery stores or gas stations.
Yeah. So they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like it's a blue agave beer.
I'll
of
tell you,
some
this
sort.
one's pretty good. It's Carbach. It's out of, I believe it's out of Waco.
Ah.
And I was comparing this one to the other ranch water brand at the store, which is good too. I drink it all the time. Shelby drinks it all the time. This one was 4.5% alcohol volume, and the other ranch water was 4%.
Oh,
And then this
a little bit
one
more with that one.
has 2 grams of total carbs, and the other ranch water had 3 grams. So I was like, well, more alcohol,
less carbs.
Less carbs. I'm going to go with this one. And it is good.
I almost grabbed some of the Topo Chico ones when I was at City Market earlier.
See, so everybody's come out with them, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has them. And you would think Topo Chico would be on top of the game because that's what, when you make normal ranch water, that's pretty much what everybody uses. And I was not impressed.
Really?
I'll say I was not impressed.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I.
I mean,
didn't
I
get
would say
them.
try them, and I'll probably try them again because it's been a while since I've had it.
The one time I had ranch water, I didn't care for it too much.
Yeah.
Like it tastes, like I said, it tastes like a diet margarita.
Yeah, it does. There's just no flavor.
Yeah. And,
But, no carbs either. And I don't feel as bloated when I drink it like I normally do beer. So we'll see. But I've like I said, this diet has been going on for 4 days, so I don't really have a lot to compare. We'll come back next week. We'll revisit it. We'll see how far. I mean,
we'll see the progress next week.
The most I've splurged is that damn Oreo you just gave me and this Jello shot. So here we go. Right here. Yeah. Blueberry, strawberry.
And I got strawberry.
Slurp.
That's blueberry?
I believe so, yeah.
Or blue raspberry.
Hold on. Oh, you're right. Blue raspberry smash.
Okay.
Man, look at you in the memory. It just has a blueberry on the front. Where's the raspberry at?
It's that Spanish I'm learning. My memory's getting better.
There you go. All right. Bottoms up.
I shouldn't try to talk when I mean a Jello shot. So I wanted to say, because on the jar that it comes in, it says enjoy chilled or frozen. Wonder what they'd be like if they were frozen.
Yeah, well, we got how many left? 1, 2, 3.
It's 3.
I'll put them in the freezer.
There's 4.
Oh.
We have 4 left.
I'll put them in the freezer, and next show we'll try it.
And I went by that gas station again the other day.
And I didn't have any.
Nope, I bought more.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So I can bring them back over.
I'm sure Shelby will want one.
I don't know. I think we should hide them from her. So when she hears us talking about them.
Well, that's the problem. She's got to start listening first. I swear.
That's true.
Man. She blames it because of work.
Yeah.
But...
Until she tells us that she knows about these Jello shots, she can't be on with us again.
All right. Well, so I'll hide this one in the freezer because she'll never go in the freezer.
Now, last time when we posted the last episode with her, the description, we kind of made talk shit about to her a little bit, saying she took over the show, which she literally did take over the show. Like
she did.
And she didn't do it just on purpose or anything. We told her at the very beginning, was like, do you want to bring us in?
Yeah.
Let's make it fun. And then it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was fun.
We talked a lot about a bunch of weird stuff. And in the episode that she was on before that, I pulled out some fun stuff that she said.
So we got some bloopers, some Shelby bloopers.
Kind of bloopers.
There's Shelby bloopers on that show.
Well, I mean.
And now she puts her hand under my dress.
That's Mikey, but
that's Mikey,
I mean, that is.
Now she puts her hand under my dress.
That is just a very, very funny statement,
Yeah.
Like I did not, because when he was telling the story, I kind of forgot that he was wearing a dress.
Yeah.
Because he started talking about he was in concerts when he did his band was doing concerts or performing. I don't know what they call them. When they played, he did it in dresses,
and now she puts her hand under my dress.
Yeah, well, he's much better. Then he was at the golf course at this 80s prom or whatever it was.
Right.
And then he's telling a story. And then when he said that, like we all started laughing, and they're like, "Shit, he didn't want this." But it was just the way he was telling the story. It made it very funny. I didn't save enough of this stuff. Like we loved this one.
2012.
That's one of my favorites.
2012.
So out of that one, like she just and you caught it. And when you caught no, this wasn't the one you almost blew beer out of your nose.
No, the one I almost blew beer out of my nose was the.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
Yeah,
but then like me and her both said at the same time, so it was almost like we're in harmony.
2012. 2012.
So I thought that was really funny, and this is the one that made you almost blow beer out of your nose.
Beats and pisses.
Yeah,
and I didn't even catch it until you started doing that. And then we all started laughing, and then she gave us a super awesome one.
Beats and pisses. Beats and pisses.
And so while I was adding in the sponsorships to it, we have Mikey's Baseline that plays.
Right.
I realized
Beats and pisses.
She said that in a beat.
Beats and pisses.
So I added it to Mikey. So
oh, shit. Let's hear this.
So first I just made I put it together to where it's just her saying it. Oh, no, there it is. But we're not going to do that one. Yeah, that's the right one.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know.
Beats and pisses. 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 Beats and pisses.
So I think that needs to be her new intro song.
And now she puts her hand under my dress.
Oh, that's great.
That episode was a lot of fun to do because right before we started that one, Shabby wasn't here with us, and she might not have been here yet, but we tried to call Mikey, and it just wouldn't work. We couldn't get a good connection. Turned out it was my
she was
phone.
Making her drink or something, but yeah.
Yeah, and it just didn't work. We're like, well, this sucks. So then we took our break, and then we had the great idea. It's like, well, let's try it on a different phone because my dad called me. I called him back during our break, and I just couldn't. There was no reception.
AT&T's not good here. We got the T-Mobiles.
So I'm like, let's try it on
better.
Dusto's phone.
Yep.
And it worked.
And we were like, what? We talked to him for an hour and a half, something like that.
It was a long time. Yeah. And that was a very fun conversation.
We were not expecting that. We were not expecting.
Well, first of all, we were not expecting the story when he was at the golf course prom.
I'm pretty sure we all three of us were kind of looking at each other like, what?
Oh, man. It's so great because when he starts telling it, he's like, I haven't told the story to very many people. I even says, like, you don't have to. He's like, nah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
And then he told the story, and it turned out to be greatness. My nephew has recently started playing golf with me and my dad. So he's 20 years old. And I'm sorry. He'll be 20 in February. And he's a badass kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's just awesome. And he started playing golf. He played a couple rounds with my dad, and he's like, and he told me, he's like, you need to play with us. You need to play with us. He likes to do 9 holes, which I told him, he's like, at some point you need to do 18 because towards the end of the 9 holes, he starts hitting really good. And we were playing at Hidden Creek just on a Thursday afternoon. Me, him, my pops. And this is what sucks. He's played like 4 times in his life, but he's just like a natural athlete. So he gets up there and he swings his driver and just launches the ball. I mean, I
hate playing with people like that.
He just drills it. And then he had some drives where they'd go left, they'd go right. He hadn't hit it straight very well. He used my driver a couple of times, which mine is one of those old Nike drivers with the big square head.
Yeah, yours
yours
looks mean.
Yeah, and they're made so you don't get the slice. It's made so it's hard for you to turn the club.
I need it.
And as long as you have your swing right, it'll go straight.
Didn't you say you found one on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, so that's why I found it. Because
but did you buy it?
Yeah,
another one.
Yeah, so I have mine. So I'll let my nephew use mine a couple of times. And this little motherfucker, he launched the ball so fucking far, so fucking straight. I was like, you son of a bitch, this ain't right. And then I told my dad, because my dad early on, he's trying to help him out, but after he launched that ball, I turned to my dad, I was like, see, that's why I told you to stop giving him lessons. Now he's going to outdrive us every time. And so then afterwards, me and my dad were talking. Like my nephew wasn't around us, and we need to see if we can find one of those clubs for him. So I looked on Facebook Marketplace and I looked on eBay, and I found one for a very decent price. Like after shipping and everything, it was $80.
Oh damn!
So I'm like, that is cheap because what I pay for mine, not $80.
Yeah.
So then the last time we went and played golf, we were on the first tee box, and I said, "Here, use this driver." And he said something. I was like, "Well, I need to use mine too." I was like, "That is yours, bro." And he's so fucking happy. He was like, "That is, dude." And the entire time, every time he pulled it out, he was like, "Y'all are awesome." It's like, I love this. I can't believe y'all actually went out and got me. And the biggest thing is, I love that he likes playing right now.
Yeah.
And if you get frustrated, if you slice and doing this and this, you tend to stop playing as much.
Yeah.
But now that we've invested in him, he's like, well, I guess they did buy me this club, so don't tell him how much it costs, though.
No.
Don't tell him how much it costs. We're gonna think we spent a lot of money on it.
You should have. You should have had yours in your hand too, and be like, "No, this one's mine."
No, I did.
Oh, you did.
I did,
So
but I
you
didn't
had
say
two
that.
of them?
But yeah, so I had mine. I handed him that one, but I don't think he noticed mine.
Yeah.
But he said something along the lines of, "Well, I need to learn how to use my driver too." And that's when my dad were like, "That is your driver now." And yeah,
and he just chunks the other one in the pond. Screw this driver.
He used the other one a couple of times just to compare.
Yeah.
But no, it's not.
Man, I need to be in the market. What is there a certain name for it, or you just put in square Nike driver?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying this on the radio. Everybody's gonna be looking for them now.
There was a bunch of them out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I put in the actual number, the part number, whatever it is. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
That way.
I'm not good at golf. That's my problem is that I have a hard right slice.
Yeah.
So like I have to aim left, but then every once in a while I'll hit it straight as an arrow where I was aiming. And I'm like, shit. I'm trying to overcorrect it.
That's the worst.
Yeah. And I'm like, man. So yeah, we played one round of golf in Cabo.
Oh, hold on. Before you get that, I had a friend that I used to play with that he would literally line up at a 45-degree angle.
Oh yeah.
Where it looks like he's facing somebody else. And
And
the first
hit the
time
ball.
the first time people play with him was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Trust me, I know my swing." And that thing would go out and end up right in the middle of the fairway. It's like,
Damn.
I don't know how you do that. But I think he's actually corrected his swing a little bit better now because the last couple of times I played with him, he didn't line up as far
much
as
a
far
45.
left. All right, so you played in Cabo.
Yeah. It was fun.
So on your little putting green?
No.
Oh.
We were on there's a few golf courses on.
Like within the resort, within the gated
resort.
community?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
One of them.
And you said, how big is this community?
Oh man, it's really really big.
Is it
there's a lot of houses out there?
Do you think it's bigger or smaller than Aliki's community?
Oh, it's bigger. Oh yeah, it's bigger. Yeah, it's like its own little town, man. There's like restaurants and there's like 3 different golf courses within it.
Yeah, don't tell Aliki about this because she might move down there and run
She
for
might.
council.
Or she might be bugging us wanting to go next time, which would be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome.
So there's 3 different courses. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but I know Tiger Woods designed one of them. He's supposedly has a house down there, and so we played, I guess, the main course. And I don't play golf that often. I mean, I would love to play it more often.
Yeah.
But just the time. I just don't have enough time. I need to get one of those jobs where I take customers out and, wine and dine them.
I've gotten to do that with I've taken customers out just because there's not a lot of people in our office that play golf.
Yeah.
So whenever we have like golf tournaments, I get
Right.
the invite.
Yeah.
When they do take customers out, a lot of times I get the invite. So I've gotten to play a few times through work, which is a lot of fun.
Well, I was actually impressed with the amount of balls that I did not lose. However, I lost some balls because the way it's very sandy out there. It's just because it's pretty much on,
close
to
to
the beach. So it's sandy, but the greens are freaking beautiful. It's so, they take care of them.
It
but
probably
there's
rains a lot out there too.
No, not really.
No?
But I hear the month of September they get like 8 days straight worth of rain or something along those lines. One of the guys that was down there, he said that he leaves the whole month of September because it's so nasty and muggy the whole time. Nobody really goes out there.
So are there people that actually live there at full time?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. You can buy houses down there and live there full time,
and then leave the 8 weeks it rains during September.
This was
let somebody else move in.
The guy I was talking to was one of the sales guys for the timeshare and the housing.
That makes
He said he has a place up on the second golf course. It might not even be a part of that exact community, but he has a house somewhere up there. But so yeah, they would end up in the sand. There's weeds and shit growing up. I actually got in a fight with a bush that I didn't know that I was in a fight with a bush. I saw 2 balls in there, right? Neither one of them were mine, but I was just trying to make up.
You had to make up for lost balls.
Yeah, lost balls.
Yeah.
So I'm like, have my club, I'm digging in it, right? And I don't really realize exactly what kind of bush this thing is. And I get one ball out, and I gave up on the other one. I'm like, it's too deeply embedded in there. There's no way I'm going to get that out. So I start walking back, and I feel like something dripping down. And it was blood. And it had barely poked, the vine had barely poked on my finger, like close to my cuticle, close to the nail.
Oh, the worst part.
Bleeding like a sieve. And I didn't even, it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at my hands, and I had scratches everywhere. And I'm like, damn, I really got in a fight with that thing.
All for a ball.
Yeah. But, shit, balls are expensive.
Yeah, and if you're going to steal a bush's balls... Like, if somebody tried to take one of my 2 balls, I'd be fighting too.
You're right.
I'd be trying to draw some blood.
I'm telling you, this thing was dried up, not a leaf or nothing on it, and I guess it had thorns. I wasn't really paying attention. I just
obviously had something.
It had. Oh yeah, it poked me. I was actually digging some of them out with tweezers, but yeah, I was like, damn, that thing really came back with a vengeance. It was pissed off because I did at the time I wasn't paying. Of course, few beers, few screwdrivers. They had little huts. They had like little stations where you could get food and drinks, so you didn't have to pay for anything. It was all inclusive.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I think it would cost like $80 to play around the golf, but then all the beers and drinks and shit were inclusive. But
That's
they get
awesome.
With her aunt and uncle, they got free rounds of golf. That's just part of their contract. So every day they would get free rounds of golf. But we only played. We were supposed to play 2 times, but the second one got canceled. So we played one day. And yeah, all the drinks. So we'd get like 2 screwdrivers, 2 beers every time we'd go. We put the 2 beers in the cooler. I had beers left over whenever we left because I didn't get to them to drink them because we were too busy drinking other stuff. But man, it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you that. Really relaxing.
I like this beer station and food station idea. So I assume, did they have a cart girl?
No cart.
They don't
cart
need
girl
one.
because you don't need one. Yeah, you there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 locations, and you just drive up and tell them what you want, and they get it. They had full margarita machines there, and full bars. I mean, they would make you whatever you wanted. Man, it was awesome.
I feel like I need to go on a golf course like that. How do we not have this around here? Or maybe we do, and
we might.
I'm not a good enough golfer to know about it.
I know.
Like I feel like,
but of course, it's not going to be on the Pacific Ocean. I mean, the view. There was some. We were up very high, and you just look out and you hear the waves crashing. Yeah. It's just like right there, man. It was an awesome experience. It was a beautiful course, kind of difficult, but like I said, I'm not a pro golfer. We pretty much played best ball.
Yeah,
we scored like the first 4, and then it's like, who gives a shit? It's just us two.
I normally don't keep score anymore. I'll keep like a mental score on each hole, but I forget about it after that hole. It's like, all right, I got 1 over, 2 over.
I normally have 1 or 2 good holes, and when you get that good drive,
you get that one good drive, that one good putt.
Yeah. And then you had that one good hole where you're like, damn, I actually parred on this one.
Yeah. Like one time I got last time we played, I got a birdie. I was like, son of a bitch. Yeah. Maybe I could be a professional golfer.
Exactly. It's that one hole that gives you that confidence.
Then the next hole, I'd like double it. Yeah. Like, maybe I can't be a professional golfer.
Yeah, maybe not.
I can be a professional golfer on that hole. Let's just play that hole 18 times.
Yeah.
But I also play to where everyone gets 22 mulligans. That way you get 1 every hole and 2 on the par 5s.
There you go.
That way, yeah. And I told my nephew that. I was like, don't worry about keeping score right now. Go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
learn the ball, learn your clubs.
Learn your clubs, and if you lose a ball, don't get frustrated.
Yeah,
just make sure you bring enough balls that you have plenty.
I like going to academy and getting the recycled balls.
Yeah,
I think you like the noodles too. I like the name on them. I think it's hilarious.
The name is fun.
Just noodles.
And I had that dog that I used to call Noodle. My old golden retriever.
That one that was not Meredith.
No, definitely not Meredith. No, this was her name was Gomer. I didn't name her.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah,
but
Gomer.
She was a golden retriever. Her name was Gomer, and I always called her Noodle. Noodle. She was a sweetheart. She was dumb. She's a dumb dog.
Of dogs, I drove in yesterday, and my damn golden retriever was on the other side of the fence.
I feel like that's a golden retriever thing.
Well, you said that your golden retriever always used to jump fences. Mine won't jump.
No. Noodle did not jump fences.
No, she dug.
She did not dug. She did not dig.
All right, Shelby.
She found creative ways to. We also called her Houdini.
Okay.
So I got her from a girl I dated in high school and in college. In high school, she got this dog as a puppy, named her Gomer, and then she ended up moving to Lubbock.
Yeah.
Which is why I ended up going to Tech to follow her around. And we ended up getting together later on. And when she moved to Florida, she didn't take her dog with her. She didn't take Gomer with her. And I'm like, you fucking bitch.
So just left her with you?
No, left her with another guy she was dating.
Oh, shit.
She wasn't dating this guy while she was with me.
Yeah.
The guy she was dating after me.
Yeah.
And this guy just... I'm going to tell the story.
We hit a trigger.
I didn't want to tell the story, but now we're telling it. So I get a call from her one day, and she's like, hey, do you want Gomer? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll take Gomer. I was like, as soon as you moved to Florida, you should have been calling me saying, do you want Gomer?
Right.
And I won't say the guy's name. We'll give him a code name, Shannon. He's like, well, she's with Shannon, and I don't think Shannon really cares for her that much. So if you want her, you can drive over there. She gave me his address. I called Jerry. It's like, hey, you want to take and this is literally last minute. You want to take a road trip to Lubbock with me? And he's like, man, I don't know if I can. I was like, I'm going to pick up Gomer. And he's like, absolutely, let's go. So we jumped in my car, my Focus at the time.
The Focus.
Drive to Lubbock, which is and I'm 22 years old at the time. So it's not like, I was still young.
Yeah.
So we jump in my car, we drive to Lubbock, we get to the guy's house, and I had his number, so I call him, I knock on the door. We can tell he's there.
Yeah. He didn't want to answer.
Yeah. Well, we assumed he was there. We couldn't tell. His car that was described to me was parked in the driveway.
Okay. But he could have had
he could have been somewhere else.
Could have had a friend pick him up.
Also knew I was coming over.
Oh, wow.
To pick up this dog, knowing I drove 4 hours.
Shit.
So I'm like, they have a 6 foot. He had a 6 foot privacy fence. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm jumping over it. So I jumped over, and Gomer's back there with half a leash.
Half a leash?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like chew through it?
Chew through it. The other half was connected to a post on the patio.
As he has a 6 foot fence.
Well, she could get out of a 6 foot fence.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll tell more stories about that in a minute. So I get her, and look, she has no water. There's no food. I'm like, this motherfucker. So the first thing I do, get her in the car. We go straight to PetSmart. We get, they have those places where we can get water. So I get her a new leash right away. Put the leash on her. We walk around and get her water. She drinks for like 10 minutes straight. It seemed like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? She's just drinking. It was like,
dog that's not had water.
Poor fucking dog. And then got her a leash, got her a toy, and then we drove her all the way back. So literally went there, picked up the dog, spent maybe 30 to 40 minutes in Lubbock, drove right back. Yeah. So you're thinking about 9 hours worth of traveling.
Exactly.
To go get,
dog.
Yeah. And she was a cool dog. Like I said, she was kind of dumb. I say she was dumb because she would not stay in a fence. So...
Or she was smart.
She was very smart at escaping. But she never really went anywhere. So my dog Lady can also she can jump a fence, but she doesn't really go anywhere. So Gomer, we at one point, me and this girl were renting a house in Lubbock. Yeah. And it was a little 2-bedroom house with a backyard. The backyard had a dog run in it that was concrete on the bottom and fenced all the way around, top, left, right, all sides, completely fenced in.
So pretty much they can't dig out.
Yeah, there's no way.
Out.
Yeah, so but we didn't need that because there's a fence there. Obviously, gonna be fine. She was watching her at one point, and Gomer found a tree that was close enough to a fence that she jumped back and forth from tree to fence to get over.
Damn.
Into the neighbor's yard.
That's freaking talented.
And then found a way to get out of that neighbor's yard to go to the front door.
Holy shit.
So geez.
She was watching her the whole time?
She watched her do this. That's how she... Because she's gotten out before where we'd come home or she'd come home and Gomer would be sitting on the front porch. And I don't know how she's getting out because she's never had a fence this tall around her. Yeah. But she always found ways to get out of wherever she was. 4-foot chain link fences.
Smart-ass dog.
She got out that way. So I was like, put her in the... I think at this time she was still living in Lubbock. I was living here. And I was like, put her in the dog run and see how that goes. And I never wanted to keep her in there full time, but she loved being outside. Yeah. And there was not a lot of shade over it, but we could figure something out. I was like, if she can find a way to stay in there. Yeah. This bitch found a way out of there.
Damn.
And we never knew how. Huh. But she found a way out of a completely fenced in, concrete bottom dog run. Damn. She found out how to get out of that.
Must have jumped back and forth like she did on the tree.
So when she came back here with me, I was living on one of the golf courses in Mansfield at a tee box, and I knew she wasn't going to stay in a fence, so she had a dog run, like a lead. Yeah. And another thing, a harness wouldn't keep her in. She could get out of any collar, but I learned that if I put 2 collars on her, and the lead was connected to her collar that is the second collar on her, from the front of her head, you know what I mean? Like on her body side, she couldn't get out of it. Like that, the way it worked out, she couldn't get out. But it didn't have to be tight at all. She couldn't get out. Then I noticed she started gaining weight. I was like, son of a bitch. I took her to the vet. They was like, let's put her on a diet, this and this and this. She still kept gaining weight. Really? One day I came home and she was in the backyard. I put her in the backyard. She was an inside dog. She was not outside very much. When I was home, she was outside. Yeah. And we had one of those big windows that it wasn't a sliding door or anything, but it was a giant window where you could look outside on the golf course. So I was letting her run around. I was watching her. Then I noticed that all the golfers that knew her
were feeding her.
Oh, they would give her treats because she was such a friendly dog, you know? Yeah. And I felt like, I was like, maybe they feel bad that she's on this lead, but they didn't. They were just giving her, they pet her, they give her food and stuff and snacks. And
so she didn't even need to eat at all.
No.
You didn't even have to buy dog food.
I wouldn't have to buy dog food. God, there was one time, I may have told this story before. There was one time I had to run out real quick and she wanted to go outside. So I was like, all right, I just hooked her on. I didn't put her second, I call her a necklace. I didn't put her second necklace on. She hated storms. If a storm.
Yeah, it must be a golden retriever thing because our golden retriever.
Woo. When it would storm, if I was in bed, she'd have to be right on top of me. Yeah. Like right on top of me. Not next to me, standing on top of me to make sure I'm right there to hold on to her.
Man, just a golden retriever thing.
So it didn't storm, but it kind of started to get like it was going to storm. Like she could hear the thunder. Yeah. Well, she got out of her lead and ran off. And she was gone for a few days. And I was like, fuck, I don't know if she's coming back. Yeah. I put signs out all over the place, pictures of her. And we lived right by a school, an elementary school too. So I was like, maybe somebody has seen her. Yeah. And then one day someone shows up and was like, hey, I saw your flyers. Is this her? And I was asleep. And my uncle that I was living with comes in and is like, hey, guess who's home? It was Gomer. Well, over the next couple of days, she was acting very funny.
Huh.
Like she wouldn't sit down. She seemed like she was very short. She couldn't jump up in the bed. And I was like, fuck.
Pregnant.
And no, she was fixed.
Oh.
She was fixed. And my mom was like, yeah, you know, if dogs get hit by a car, they may not show anything. It's like, son of a bitch. So I took her to the vet. And I told her what happened. I was like, she's gone for like 4 days. Got her back, and this is how she's been. She's like, well, let me look at it and check her out. And then he does all these little like pushing on her tests. What's that called? Stethoscope?
Yeah.
Checking all her spots, and it's like, everything's fine with her. And he goes, I think she's just sore. I was like, sore from like running around? She's like, no, she's just sore from having a little too much fun. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I think you know what I mean. And then I find out the guy that brought her back, he lived on like 6 acres.
Yeah.
And that's where she went to, and she stayed there the entire weekend.
Yeah.
And they had one of those giant black poodles.
Oh, shit.
So my sweet angel Gomer Noodle got banged by a giant black poodle to the point where she would stand up next to a coffee table and just set her head down there, and that's how she tried to sleep.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Jesus.
She was a funny dog. She was a
Well,
very
that
funny
doesn't
dog.
happen to Whiskey because she's not fixed.
She once ate an entire loaf of bread except the wrapper.
Well,
And
smart dog.
my dog Lucky once ate an entire loaf of bread except the heels.
He didn't.
When I was like, I couldn't even be mad. I was like, you didn't eat the heels? I mean, come on.
Cut the crust off for me, Dad.
Have I told you about the time Uncle Jerry was living with me and Lucky ate his tortillas?
I think I
Okay.
vaguely remember the story.
It was around Christmas time, and my uncle had his tortillas, like just packaged tortillas, not like homemade tortillas. It was a package of tortillas sitting on the kitchen table, and Lucky ate them. And Uncle told me, it was like, but I'm not mad about it because I knew not to put him there because, you know, he's a good dog. He won't jump up on the counter and get stuff, but if you leave something where he can reach it, he's going to eat it. He's a dog. Yeah. That's what dogs do. So it's either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Me and some friends are sitting in my garage, and I don't think you were there. I don't think you were ever there when Uncle lived with me, right?
No, I was.
Okay.
Because he'd always sit out there with his little heater.
Yeah. Okay.
Natty Light.
Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
he was there. We were all there, and always kept my garage door open a little, and Lucky would go out, you know, just sit in the front yard. He never ran off. This motherfucker, he was gone. I mean, he left. I was like, Lucky never leaves. He came back with a pack of tortillas.
And he hit him?
No. Oh. It wasn't the pack he ate.
Oh.
He went and found someone else's tortillas and brought them back and dropped them in front of Uncle. I was like, son of a bitch. And then Uncle was like, you earned these tortillas. I don't know where you found them, what you did, but Lucky went out and found tortillas and brought them back. So there was some family on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day that were cooking out. They had their tortillas out, ready to make something. They're like, where'd the tortillas go? Lucky got them.
Sorry, Uncle. Here's your tortillas back. That's fucking hilarious.
He got on his bed and we just gave him every single tortilla he wanted. Oh man.
That's funny.
I have some good dog stories.
I guess. Well, it's not as good as the story of Whiskey getting out yesterday. Supposedly, Elena went.
Oh yeah, I forgot you started telling a
I
story.
started. let me get back to the Whiskey story.
Let me tell. I'll let you talk for a minute. How about that?
I told you I drove up and Whiskey was on the other side of the fence, and then you just ran off with Gomer stories. But so yeah, she digs under the fence. She's not. Okay. She doesn't go over.
I got a surprise for you too. But now or after your story.
Oh yeah. After. Hold on, let me finish this because it's not going to take a minute. She was sitting there looking at the fence, trying to figure out how to get back in so she wouldn't be in trouble. That's what was going on.
Yeah.
So Elena had gone, and we had some old food in the fridge, and so she's just gone over there to the fence and thrown it over, which that's not where the food goes, but that's beside the point. Because Whiskey and River can smell.
Yeah.
So, anyways, River won't get out.
Do you feed them any table scraps or anything?
Yeah, mainly meats or veggies.
I do. I'll give them like the meat or cheese.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm
Lady
not
loves
opposed
cheese.
to it. They know if I come to the door and we're eating, but we don't keep them in the house when we're eating and stuff, so they're always outside. They're not beggars per se.
Yeah.
So, anyways, she dug up underneath, gotten out, and then so I pull in, and you know, she sees me, and she immediately goes towards the gate with her tail between her legs, and she's like laying down because she knows she's in trouble, and she may or may not have peed herself because if you raise your voice at them.
Yeah.
They just automatically just pee themselves. They're like, okay, yeah, I'm in trouble. Dad's mad. Anyways, I didn't know that she had thrown the food out at that point in time. But she's like, yeah, I threw the food out over there. I was like, well, that's why. She dug over there and she ate all that shit. And she's like, "Wow, I hope her stomach's upstairs." But anyways, yeah, that's it.
I'm glad that my dogs haven't ever really been diggers.
Yeah, well,
Like Lucky he would bury his bones.
yeah,
But he wouldn't like dig to get out. But he was like I saw that in cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
Dogs burying. No, Lucky actually buried his
he
bones.
actually buried them. Huh?
All right, so I'll keep going with dog stories, but I brought new beers for us to try. These are from the Fort Worth local brewing company, Raw and Sons Brewing.
All right, so this is a different one.
This is a different one.
All right, let me check the calories on this real quick.
You're gonna check the calories.
I mean, not that it matters at this point.
So another one of our cousins.
I don't even say, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
So this is called Adios Pantalones.
And it's got little boxers on the can,
I didn't even notice that.
or pants, I guess, shorts,
Shorts.
boxers, whatever.
And it says Cerveza de Sesión. Beers with lemon and lime. So I mean, it's simple, 4.5% alcohol.
4.5, yeah, same as the ranch water I'm drinking.
Adios Pantalones. One of our cousins told me that we should try this because he loves these. But you're right, it does not have any information on the nutrition values.
Did you buy a 6-pack of them or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bought them in a 6-pack.
Well, you know,
Only brought 3 of them over, so you can't have the
I
rest.
can cheat. Oh no, I just need one. Like I said, I'm not supposed to be drinking beer, but we'll make an exception for
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't mind tasting one. Okay, so we know the Martin House tag on the top of all their cans say brewed by Texans in Texas or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
4 Texas.
This one says quality brewed, community strong, Texan proud, quality brewed, community strong, Texas proud. Oh, it just says it over and over. I'm just going to keep going around the can. I would have never stopped. So I'll give it a try. I'll let you try it first since I got to try the Oreos first.
It smells lemony.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of
it
people
really
like
smells-
putting lemons or limes in their beer as well. So it could be just like obviously you're trying to go for a Mexican type beer because like Adios Pantalones.
Adios pantalones. It's
Bye
not
bye
bad.
pants.
It's not bad. It's not overly hoppy tasting.
Okay.
I can taste a little bit of the citrus.
It does smell really good.
Yeah, I can taste the citrus. I'm actually down with it. I could drink it.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's kind of almost a light beer, but not.
Yeah.
But it's
See,
it's got that refreshingness of the lime,
like
or the citrus.
The citrus
yeah.
taste, yeah. I'm not a fan of the real hoppy beers.
I
can only have
dude.
one or two.
The IPAs.
I can't do IPAs.
I can do one or two. Sour beers, they could be as hoppy as they want. If you give me a sour beer, I will drink that all day.
Yeah.
Like the brew when they had that mango sour.
I don't think I had that one.
Oh, that was good. Do you have the one they have now? Have you had the one they have now?
Not no.
That one's pretty good too. I like that. I like the mango sour much more than that one, but the sour one they have now is really good too.
On the topic of the brewery, which we frequent often, they have pictures up on the walls in there.
Yeah, so it's a brick wall.
Yeah, brick walls. It's very tiny.
And
like
so-
the
and-
tables are real tiny. There's 6 tables, right?
Yeah, there's 6 tables that each hold 4.
Yeah.
And
they're
the
real
building is super old.
Yeah, it's
Like, it's
one of the
old,
first
old,
ones
old.
in
And-
Old Town or downtown
Yeah.
Burleson.
And all the walls are brick.
Yeah.
Like there's not sheetrock except I guess when you go to the bathroom and stuff where they built those out.
Yeah.
But the separating walls that separate the kitchen, the dining room from the bar area, the front wall, the back wall, everything's brick.
And you can see where there were old doorways in it where they have bricked them up with newer brick and then made new doorways. And like there's an arch that connects the family side to the bar side. And you can tell that they cut that out.
Yeah.
And, made it the pathway. I mean, it's neat. It's got some history for sure.
It's got the old ass doors that.
Yeah, like saloon type doors to go in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was talking about the old doors that we talked about in the front. The
in the
accordion
front.
doors.
Yeah. Well, the thing with those is I don't think they're that old. They're just residential style, and they've been abused.
I was like, they look pretty old.
Well, they've been abused.
They've been around.
You for a commercial building like that, you don't have doors. And the reason that they did it is because they want to be able to open the whole front up.
Yeah.
And they had it open Sunday night when we were there, but it was obviously beautiful weather. It was like 65 degrees outside.
And when the weather's that great, it's awesome to have those open.
Yeah, it is. But the problem is we live in Texas, and there's not that many weekends or weekdays where that's even possible to open those up.
You're more than likely to have a chance to do that in January than you are in June.
Yeah, that's true.
So
there's pictures of people in there that have taken pictures at the brewery. And they're old. They're pretty old, right? I mean, they're like, 5, 6, even maybe more than that.
9 years old.
9 years old. And, obviously there's only a certain amount of wall space. So they made a Facebook post saying that they're changing out those pictures. So me and Ricky got the idea. Let's take the podcast equipment down there. Let's get some pics. So we did.
We got some pictures outside, right by where the alley is on their big logo.
Yeah. Set up a little prop table.
Yeah.
And
Little
brought some
camping
chairs
table.
over. Yeah. Set up a camping table, and we brought some of their chairs over. We would have brought one of their tables over, but there's an umbrella in the center of that sucker.
Yeah,
so and people they might have gotten pissed if we would have pulled over one of their tables.
And the weather was so nice. Everybody was out. They had the doors open. So inside the bar, all 6 tables were full. Our plan was sit at a table, get pictures there. So we sat on the patio, which there's nothing wrong with the patio. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And it's right outside the bar. I mean, all the doors are open, both on the restaurant side and the bar side. So you still have the atmosphere of the brewery.
Yeah.
Everyone that works there is pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. We pretty much know everybody.
Yeah.
Especially on the bar side. Family side, not so much, but bar side, we know everybody.
So, yeah, once a table cleared out, we ended up going inside.
Yeah, took some more pictures.
Took some pictures sitting at a table, which is what we really wanted to do.
Yeah. And we got our first big fan.
Got our first big fan. She heard us talking on the microphones, and she's like, "Oh, I love podcasts."
Yeah.
Lindsay Not Lohan. Okay, so yeah, you can find her on TikTok at Lindsay Not Lohan. She's I don't know. She says she makes drugs. I think she's some sort of pharmacist or pharmacist tech of some sort.
I looked up her videos, and it looks like she has a lot of alone time in there.
A lot of times whenever her most recent video was very funny. She has one where she's playing basketball and she shoots a basketball and it gets stuck.
Really? I didn't see that
on
one.
the goal.
Oh, really?
And then like 2 or 3 days later, she posts the after reactions like, "You say we don't need men, but sometimes we do." And she zoomed into the ball stuck up there. She's got funny bits. So we let her talk on the microphone a little bit. She recorded something for us. I'm going to put it at the beginning of this podcast so you can hear her talking.
That's funny.
And so Lindsay Not Lohan. She was very interested in us, very fun. And it's always fun when someone gets excited, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
It was.
But yeah, we took our pictures and hopefully we're going to get them up on
the wall. Yeah. Well, we had the brewery page actually liked our pictures. And they didn't like very many because I went through there and looked.
Did they not?
Just the ones that were posted previous to ours. I didn't look at all of it, but I looked at the ones that were posted around our time. And they didn't like any of those. But ours is pretty unique. I mean,
ours is very unique.
There's not a lot of people that do podcast. And we're up there all the time. They know who we are. If ours makes the wall.
We're up there enough to where they've let you wash dishes.
Yeah, I wash dishes.
They make random food and just bring it out to us, like stuff not on the menu.
Yeah. Well, we can thank Jorge for that.
Yeah. Well,
most of the time it's Jorge.
But he also, they randomly send out, okra, Jorge style.
Man.
He makes it so perfect.
He does.
Where it's perfectly crunchy, perfectly seasoned. Because a lot of people that don't like okra complain that it's slimy.
Yeah,
I've never had slimy okra from Jorge.
Well, not from Jorge.
Yeah. No, I know what they mean. I've had it as well.
Well, I think that has a lot to do with the age of the okra. And because if you let it get tough, I've heard... Because I used to grow okra, because okra's easy to grow.
Yeah,
but I
did as well.
You pick it in the morning. You can't pick it in the afternoon, or it'll be too tough. And that's where the sliminess and the chewiness comes from it. And yeah, I've had that piece of okra where I'm like, oh yeah, this tastes like shit.
Yeah,
but then you get okra like what Jorge cooks and all that, and I love it, man.
It makes it, and you get that clump of 3 okras in together.
You know what I wish they had too? Squash.
Oh, squash and zucchini squash. Yeah,
squash with okra. We used to grow. I could grow. Squash is real easy to grow too.
Let's grow some squash and zucchini and take it up there.
Let's do that. I'll guarantee you they fry it for us.
100%. They fried pickles for us before.
Oh, really? So they had their own batter. Do they batter the okra, or does it come like that?
No, they batter it. They have their own batter.
Man,
were you not there when we did the pickles?
No, I don't think I was.
Yeah, I brought a jar of pickles, and they did the spears.
Oh, really?
And fried them up. And they did it 2 ways. They did it in the beer batter. What they do their fish on. Okay. And then their chicken fried steak batter, or whatever it's called.
Which one's better?
The beer batter wasn't that good.
Really?
I mean, it was okay. It was just, it's kind of puffy fried, so it's kind of got a bunch of air in it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't good with the pickles.
Oh, interesting.
It wasn't terrible, but I wanted to try different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when they were coming out with new stuff on their menu, and I was there with Jay Lee, and Rick started bringing us corn dogs. Like the little corn dogs. Like, see if y'all like these. And now they have corn dogs on the menu, but they don't have the mini ones that they brought us that time.
The problem with the corn dog is you can get one.
Well, here's what's great about the brewery is you have the $5 menu options.
Yeah, they used to be a little cheaper.
They were $4 before.
Prices.
It went up.
It's $4.99, and then they added the corn dog to the happy hour menu, and it's $4.99 for one corn dog, or 2 for $7.
Like 2 for $6 something. Either $5.99 or $6.50.
Yeah. It's like
it's
you
don't get a good value of the corn dog, but I feel like the nachos, the wings, all that's a great value.
The nachos are great. The nachos they even advertise on the actual radio. I hear their commercials all the time. They say
really
best brisket nachos.
Well, we need to talk to Rick because do you think they talk about it as much as we do, like we're talking about it?
No,
or they just run their spot and that's it.
They just run the spot.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
but hold on. How many pesos to $1?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Why you ask me questions I don't know?
Because I just came from Mexico, so I kind of know.
Okay, then why don't you just tell me?
So if you want to make it easy, it's 20 pesos to $1.
Okay.
But it's roughly about 17 something per dollar.
Okay.
So we went to the grocery store the first time. We had 2 buggies full of shit. 2 buggies full. 7,000 something pesos. Came out to like $350.
Okay, I was gonna say 7,000 seems like a lot. 350 still seems like a lot. But there's what, 6 of y'all?
Well, yeah, but we just had. But think about it. I can go to HEB. I know you normally order all your stuff online, but I can go to HEB and fill up a whole buggy, even one of the small buggies, and get out of there for like $200.
Yeah, that's true.
We had 2 buggies full of shit, and that's with a lot of beer too. A lot of beer and some liquor.
Beer brings it up. Like I said,
and we had 2 hats too, like $15 a piece on the hats. So I'm telling you, $350 was a damn steal getting out of there. The groceries are a little bit cheaper down there.
Like
gas, not so much.
Like I said, gas is expensive?
Well, I mean, they charge about a liter, but if you calculate that to gallons, it's like over $4 a gallon.
It's still not terrible.
It's not terrible, but
you're right. You're not driving anywhere, so.
Well, we were. We had it. Well,
but you're not driving every day, are y'all?
No, we used half a tank in the Suburban, so I don't know how much it costs, but.
And
half a tank for a week.
I'm assuming that's a rental car.
Yeah, it was a rental.
I mean, I feel like we should open a resort place like that, a community, and like have vehicles we can supply to people.
The vehicle's the big thing because I was told. I mean, her uncle's the one that leased it, or rented it, whatever you want to call it. He said you want every single insurance that you can get because if you run into somebody down there, they're not going to let you come back home until the shit's sorted out. And we should have probably bought a roll of duct tape because, down there, if you hit somebody, you just duct tape that shit up real quick and they'd be good to go.
Holly, we were in Vegas for our cousin's wedding, and my old boss I used to work for, he was there too, and they rented a car. Like me and my friend I went with, we just Ubered everywhere and stayed with Aunt Jerry. They came to pick us up because we were on the same flights. They came to pick us up to go to the airport. They asked Aunt Jerry if he had any, do you have like a hammer or any tools I can use? And my old boss was like, yeah, I got a fender. I bumped into a rock. He's like, I hit a rock in a parking lot. So I got this dent and I couldn't get it out. So I got a hammer, started beating on it, popped it out. I was like, I guess it works. Like,
yes, it works.
Like he acted like he was in Mexico when he's in Vegas, but he got it fixed.
That's funny.
I think we need to get a microphone for her so we can have her try an Oreo. Do you think she'll try one?
Yeah, she can use mine though.
Okay.
Whenever she decides to get out of the vehicle, she's talking to Shelby. I guarantee. How much do you want to put on it? $5?
A Jello shot?
Well, no, we already have those.
Oh.
Sure, Jello shot.
I think we're both gonna be taking Jello shots. I'm gonna say yeah, she probably is.
Oh well, I'm gonna say yeah, she is too. Damn it.
Yeah. So if she says yes, we take Jello shots.
If she says no, then we.
Elena takes Jello shots.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that plan. That's a good plan.
That's a good plan.
Elena, we got something for you.
Okay.
Are you still on the phone?
Who are you talking to?
Tiffany.
Oh.
All right. You have to take 2 shots.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we were both betting that you were talking to Shelby, and so if you're
call me earlier.
But if you were talking to Shelby just now, we were going to take a shot each. But since you weren't, you have to take 2 shots. But we have something else for you to try first.
I have something for you in here.
Okay. So hand me that fork over there.
Yeah, that fork.
Oh no.
Yeah, my diet's.
Oh gosh.
Okay, go to.
I'll dip it for
here,
you.
you take my
no,
microphone.
it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
We'll share microphones over here.
I just got chills. Oh no. I don't think I can do that.
You can.
Yeah.
We both
Give
did
it a
it.
try.
My mouth is literally watering.
We both did
That's
it.
how good it is. Your mouth is already watering.
No, like
We both did
vomit,
it.
like
Okay,
I
try it.
vomit.
Give it a try.
Try it. Come on.
If you throw up, I'll clean up the throw up.
Let's do it. Come on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not setting me up, are you?
No,
No, we both did it.
We both did it. Look, there's
Yeah.
Like one bite?
Yeah,
no
just
all of it.
Eat
Put
the whole
put
thing.
the whole thing in there.
We should have asked her if she liked pickle juice first. I didn't know.
No, she does.
There you go. Let's hear your reaction.
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh, you're shaking your head. Yeah.
Okay. At first, I thought it was going to come back up. But I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
It's not delicious, but it's not gross.
Oh, I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, Oreos have crack cocaine in them, so you're going to like it.
So no
But it
matter
was
what's
weird.
in
It
no
was
matter what's in with the Oreos,
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Yeah.
You'd still rather dip it in milk.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But
Well,
if
yeah.
I was dehydrated, now I know I can dip it in pickle juice.
Oh, yeah, there
Hold
you
on.
go.
Okay, so another question.
I need a pickle juice covered Oreo right now.
No
So-
questions.
so
Just do it.
Was it kind of soggy or was it hard?
No, I was crunching.
You were crunching? Okay.
I felt like I had
Because
a crunch, a good crunch.
Whenever Ricky and I first dipped them all the way in and we took it, we were like, wow, that's a lot more soggy than what we expected it to be. Because normally, if you're dipping Oreo in milk, you try to hold it there for a little bit to get a little
Right.
soggy. If you
Okay,
do
I
it
see
too
what you're
quick,
saying.
but with that, I mean, and we did it. I did yours the same amount that me and him probably did ours.
Compared to milk, yes.
It was a
And
little more
it's probably
soggy.
the acid in
That's exactly what I
pickle
said.
juice, right?
That's exactly what I said. It broke it down a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Sour Patch
It
Kid,
wasn't
huh?
gross. Yeah. It was
No, it
kinda,
wasn't
yeah, it's
gross.
good. That's a good kind of weird at first and then
Yeah,
sweet.
it was first it was sour and then it was sweet.
Okay, so I have to take 2 shots now because I wasn't on the phone with
You
Shelby.
don't have to.
Okay. Okay.
Also, if you want Adios Pantalones, you can try that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Lemon
tried
and
one.
lime. Okay.
It's
I'm
actually
always down
really
for
good.
lime. That's what you're drinking? Okay.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
first. I'm not supposed to be drinking beer, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Once a week is fine.
Well,
I went
it's
to an
only one
undisclosed.
beer.
Did y'all talk about where I was?
No.
Okay. I went to an undisclosed location, and I had dinner with my dad tonight. It was nice, and I told the waitress there that we know very well. I was like, hey, Dustin's on a diet. He's not drinking beer right now, but and I'm supporting him. So, because she asked me my usual that I always get, I said no. I said let's do a ranch water with tahini on the rim.
Okay.
And she's like, okay.
You pretty much go with that all the time.
That's my OG drink, yeah. Unless I have a wild hair and I want a beer. And she's like, oh, okay. So she gave it to me. Mm-mm.
No, it wasn't good.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Was it bad because she didn't make it good?
I don't think they have Topo Chico there. So I think it was just maybe soda water or something.
But you like the soda water at the brewery.
I do, because it's bubbly there. But the place that I was at, it wasn't. It was kind of so it's kind of like a flat ranch water, I guess is
Yeah,
how you
that
would
makes
explain
sense.
it. So it wasn't the best.
Oh well. You
So
live, you
I will
learn.
gladly drink this.
All right.
But I do want to let you know I didn't drink a beer there because I was like, no, I'm supporting Dustin.
Well, I appreciate that.
So,
Maybe we
that's
do
good.
need another mic.
I didn't pull one out.
No, go ahead.
No. It's literally right here in my bag. Look, a bag.
A bag. So we're gonna try to freeze the Jello shots
Okay.
because it says on there. I mean, you can take one if you
Like
want.
right now?
You can have one if you want.
No, I don't want one. Do you want me to put them in the freezer?
Yeah, because we also have to hide them from Shelby.
Is she coming?
No, not today.
Oh, okay.
Just in general.
Yeah, because you never know when she's going to show up, take over everything.
No,
So-
she called me earlier, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I was
fine.
like, "Hey, let me call you back." I said I'm on the other line. I have yet to call her back, but I
called
need
her
to.
earlier and she didn't return my call. But anyways,
She's probably going to the gym.
the point of it is that we want to see if she listens to the show.
You want to see if she listens to it?
If she listens to it and knows about the Jello shots. Because if not, we're not telling her anything about the Jello shots.
Oh, it's top secret.
Well, I mean, kind of, but we're just
So what are you
wondering-
going to ask her?
We're wanting her to. We've been talking about it. We threw her under the bus on it, so she'll know. If she listens, she'll know,
Okay.
and we'll know that she listens.
Yeah.
But that's probably not going to be the case.
All right. So now we all have mics. Yeah, because we said Because Dustin was like, yeah, Shelby will come over and drink them all, or start drinking them. I was like, no, she can't have one until she acknowledges that she listened to us talk about her not having one.
Okay.
So when she says that, I was like, yeah, you can drink whatever, you can have whatever you want.
Okay.
So I also bought more. I didn't bring them over today, but I can freeze those as well.
Yeah,
So hold on, why are y'all freezing them?
Because it says on the package.
Yeah, on the package it says enjoy chilled or frozen. So we want to see what they're like chilled.
So if they're frozen, you need a spoon then, probably. Like you can eat it out of the cup like that?
I don't know. I do not know. What are you looking for, Dusto?
I'm just on the. I'm just being dumb.
Oh,
On the mic stand. I'm just OCD.
because we're on wrong mics now.
No. Well, not only that, but I was looking to see if all the stickers were facing the same way on the mic stands on the tops.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. I was just because we bought them all at different times.
Yeah,
Every
but
single one was at different times.
all from the same place though.
Yeah, from the same place. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was going to see if they were consistent with their manufacturing.
I have a little Joe Rogan sticker I wanted to put on my stand, but
So back on that. Okay. 'Cause
so
we were
have you
talking
heard
about
it?
that.
Have you heard about this? You want to sit down?
No, I'm good. I've been
Okay.
sitting this whole time.
So have you heard the Neil Young thing on Spotify
Yes.
with Joe Rogan?
Yes. So is there a solution to that yet?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't
The
heard that
solution
part.
came down today.
Okay.
So Neil Young came out and put I don't know if it was a tweet or but a post of some sort and said, I want my agents or whoever to tell Spotify, as long as Joe Rogan's still on there. I'm not reading this, so it's not exact. As long as Joe Rogan's still on there, I don't want to have anything with Spotify. I don't want my music played on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah, basically saying it's either Joe Rogan or me.
Yeah. So guess who do you think is still on Spotify?
Well, I can guarantee it's probably the #1 podcaster in the nation.
It's Joe motherfucking Rogan.
Yeah, he makes them so much money. They would be complete idiots to drop him.
Yeah.
So, and Neil, even more of an idiot to think that he had
Had the
any-
power.
Yeah.
And then I heard somewhere, I didn't read it. I heard they were talking about the ticket today that was like 60% of Neil Young's current income coming in was from his
What an
Spotify
idiot,
players.
right?
So he's thinking he's making this much money. Obviously, Spotify needs him. What he doesn't realize is they pay Joe Rogan a lot of money to be on there. I guarantee they
all
play
the sponsors and
Yeah.
all of that. Oh god.
And plus, that's what every comedian wants to do is be on Joe Rogan.
Hell yeah. No, not even just comedians. Just everybody in general.
Yeah, a
He
lot of
has
people in
so
general.
many people on that podcast.
Yeah, but just specifically comedians. If you
Yeah.
just go into that, that's their goal.
So I saw a meme today. You might have seen it.
Yeah, I
too.
saw it.
You know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah,
with
but say it
this.
anyway.
It said people 0 to 30 or like
Or people under 30.
Yeah, under 30 is 0. People under 30 are like, who the hell's Neil Young?
Yeah.
And then people 30 to 60.
31 to 60 is like, I didn't know Neil Young was still alive.
Yeah, exactly. And anybody 60 over, like, what the hell's Spotify?
That's a good
It
one.
was like, that's probably pretty accurate.
It is
too.
very accurate.
So if I'm being completely honest, I mean I know the name Neil Young,
Yeah.
but I can't think of one song.
Same. I'm the
If
exact
you
same
say
way.
a song, I'll probably
Yeah.
know it, but I just don't. I don't associate it with Neil Young.
Yeah, so that's I'm the same way too. And while they were talking about the ticket earlier, they said a song. I was like, oh, that's Neil Young.
Okay, which one?
I don't remember.
Oh damn!
I mean,
It was that memorable.
I'll look it up. I'll see if I can find a Neil Young. I'm not. We can't play it, but we can look up names.
Oh, Neil.
Oh, do you want to hear the song we played earlier?
Yeah.
Do you want any lead up going into it, or just hear the song?
Song and then explain. Because I have too much
Well,
anxiety and ADHD
Okay.
to listen to the lead up.
There's no explanation after.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and
I'll do
explain.
a small lead up.
Okay.
You know, we had Shelby on twice last week and a few weeks ago,
Okay.
and I pulled off some from her first episode. Some little things she misspoke.
Oh, okay.
We've already talked about it, but this was our first one that we thought was pretty funny.
Okay.
2012 in.
And what made that one great is that right after that, me and her did a duet.
2012 in.
Play that one again.
2012 in.
I like that.
That was pretty funny. And then this is the one she said to where I barely noticed it until Dustin almost spit beer out of his nose, or almost had beer come out of his nose.
Beats and pisses.
Again.
She was trying to say bits and pieces.
Beats and pisses.
And then once Dustin started that, we all started laughing. And while she's laughing, she says it again.
Beats and pisses.
Oh my gosh.
And then while I was editing some of our commercials,
Beats and pisses.
I noticed that she said that like in a very, what do you say, in rhythm?
Yeah.
Like she says it in
Beats
rhythm.
and pisses.
It's like,
Y'all
you know
need
what?
to put that over a soundtrack.
Oh, hold on.
You just wait.
Okay.
Beats and pisses. 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 Beats and pisses.
Oh, wow.
Beats and pisses. Beats and pisses. Beats and
She's gonna love this.
Beats and pisses. Beats and pisses. Beats and pisses.
Interesting. Where'd you get the?
That's Mikey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now she puts her hand under my dress.
So, so, yeah, Mikey did that for us. So that's what we play like under our commercials and stuff.
Okay.
Well, that's what I put under our commercials and stuff. As soon as I heard that while I was doing the editing, I was like, hold on, this could be something. And then I played it, and it almost fits perfectly. Especially like when you're listening to it, if you listen, she lands the note every time he said that boom, 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 boom. And there's one that's a little off, but then she jumps right back on. And then
She's gonna love that.
yeah, I think she'll like it.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. All right, what else were we talking about?
We talked about everything from dogs to
We had a lot of dog stories today.
Did you tell them about whiskey this week?
That's what started it.
and then Ricky interrupted me. And,
Yeah, and I went on a good 5-minute tangent about one of my old
and then I
dogs.
said, back to whiskey.
Poor whiskey.
So
she
the
learned
thing-
her lesson though.
Well,
she
she
did.
she
did
was
not.
upset about it. But all right, well, we hit a very wide range of stuff today.
We
so-
talked about a lot of stuff. Not very much poop. So hit us up at simsandleon@gmail.com or our Facebook page at Your Mom's Favorite Podcast, Spotify.
Yeah, don't forget about the TikTok.
No, the TikTok, the new TikTok.
SnL Boyz.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, bye.